Necromunda First Shot.
Welcome to Necromunda First Shot, coming to you from beautiful Queensland in Australia. I just thought I'd start saying that again, like on the Necromunda show as well, just so people remember that we're coming to you from paradise. I was thinking, I had a shower thought, and Leedham and Sean are in the chat here, and I'll introduce them in a second. But I had a shower thought, which was, do you think people... Because we live in like an extremely nice part of the world with extremely good times, but do you think people who live in like some industrial hellhole like London or something, or what is it, Slough, or somewhere like that, or New York with like giant where there's literally giant rats? Do you think those people enjoy Necromunda more or less because they're like halfway there?
Ooh, good question. Is it like escapism, or is it like this is like true to life?
Yeah, because I can just walk outside in my undies and like stand in the sun and lie on my nice green grass and shit, and fucking it's all very nice. Whereas like, you might get like your face gnawn off, and if you go outside in New York City, right, in your underwear, I'm pretty sure either rats are gonna kill you, or you're gonna get people are gonna think you're on ghast. And
yeah, there's plenty of people walking around New York City in their underwear.
Oh, okay, just fit right in.
Yeah, and getting gnawed on by rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we enjoy it?
Gnawing of rats.
Yeah. So do we enjoy it more because it's further from our reality, or not? I don't know. I was wondering that.
Shower.
I think
you also get to have showers, which is a difference as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I think everyone's got a primal inbuilt fear of giant rats from the prehistoric era, probably. The same way that we've got this instinctual fear of snakes.
Yeah, like a beaver can gnaw a tree down with its tusks, like, or its teeth or whatever. Why stop there? Like, at some point there was giant beavers, right? There was like giant, monstrous like 50 mil base beavers. They would. Yeah.
I think the real question.
Yeah, that's as close to a giant rat as you can get, right? Or was there ever a carnivorous? Was there a carnivorous capybara?
Well, probably, definitely.
Wait, is a capybara a rodent or a camel?
I believe it's a rodent.
Pretty sure.
It's not the smallest type of camel. It's the biggest kind of rodent.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the smallest mammal.
No, camel.
Oh, camel.
Yeah, because you know how there's all those beasts that come from camel. There's like the camel tree, the rodent tree.
I didn't know that capybaras were related to camels.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, but some shit like that's what, like, the other stuff from the New World, like the what are those long-necked fuzzy things? You know what I'm talking about? There's like long-necked boys. They're like a little mini camel, like a alpaca, or a llama, yeah. They're like mini camels. I wasn't sure if a capybara was just the smallest version of that, but yeah, that's the largest version of a rat. Sounds about right. Imagine a rat like that, where it's got like upright legs, and it can just like gallop like a little baby horse, but then with a long hairless tail and an actual terrible rat head.
And also like
ancient horses had toes, that much. But I wonder how rats learned to love pizza. Maybe there was some kind of ancient analog of pizza that they sort of used to.
Is it the rats that like pizza, or is it turtles that like pizza?
But everyone likes pizza.
Oh, that's true. It is the 90s.
You can't blame rats for liking pizza.
Yeah.
They're in the human.
They're only almost human. They're only Eden human. All right. So Sean's in the show. Leedham is in the show. Now we're going to talk about Enforcers. This episode's called Law and Order Necromunda, Part 1. Oh, no, just Law and Order Necromunda. No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Produced by Dick Wolf.
Just doing the theme music. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be called Law and Order and Necromunda, produced by Dick Wolf. Is it produced by Dick Wolf or created by Dick Wolf? Is it Dick Wolf?
Yeah, it was definitely Dick Wolf. Yep.
Produced by...
And it's pronounced Dick Wolf, not Dick Wolf.
Oh, okay, it's not Dick Wolf. It's Dick Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Dick Wolf. No, I'm saying... Oh, I can't do it. Dick Wolf. Like a werewolf.
We're never going to get through these Enforcers if we don't get started.
Werewolf, Dick Wolf. Dick Wolf.
So the Dick Wolf's family would be the Dick Wolves.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, if there was
Just
if there's
clarifying that.
a Dick Wolf convention, yeah. All right, okay. So, now, first of all, before we get to the list, I know like everyone's like super keen to start talking Enforcers. Further to the last episode where we were talking about the Necromunda battle mode, which is what everybody's just calling it now. I don't know what it's actually called. What is it called? Gang warfare mode or something. Everyone's calling it battle mode. I had a bunch of people message.
Oh, I did hear someone call it Necromunda Royale.
Necromunda Royale. Ooh. Necromunda Royale. Yeah, okay. That's catchy. That might catch on if we just keep calling it Necromunda Royale.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah, so a bunch of people messaged me this week about Necromunda Royale after the last episode. And showing their support, saying like, I'm not crazy. It is like a great idea, or we're not crazy. It is a great idea. And I was playing in some second ed event on the weekend, and a couple of us were talking about like how we could basically just run our second ed armies. Like, obviously, like not me, but there was like an Eldar player and a Imperial agents army guy, and they were just basically like, yeah, we could just run our armies like in that mode, because there's all the rules for like you can make pretty much anything that's a human, and also some aliens.
Yeah, well, I'm running orcs in our current campaign, so
exactly. Yeah, Goliaths, hashtag Goliaths is definitely like a thing already. So if you just extrapolate the points, you could definitely, and people saying, well, why do I need to play this if there is 40k already? Well, I mean, yeah, you could, but then someone's going to want to play Taudar, and then everyone's going to take their shirts off and start fighting and shit. So, the reason to play Necromunda is it's way more granular. You have the actions. You still have all the vehicle the way more complicated vehicle rules that we play. Oh fuck, we should. Okay, that's a good segue into. So anyway, battle royale mode. What is it? Necromunda Royale mode. Good. We need some more field data though. So people out there, put some models together. Just you don't have to play 5,000 creds. Try 3K. 3K is pretty good. That's going to take you a few hours to play anyway.
Put together as much as you got.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'd like to tie this in with. Apparently, there's going to be a re-release of the old Rogue Trader on print on demand soon, and there's lots of scenarios and all sorts of setting and stuff that would be a really great inspiration for doing some crazy games in Necromunda. So you can combine the two, and I reckon, this is my conspiracy theory, is that the re-release of the original Rogue Trader is actually to mentally prepare us for the coming of Rogue Trader 2nd edition using Necromunda rules.
Hey, some would call that Rogue Trader Royale.
Rogue Trader Royale.
Yeah. Wait, is this being paid for by Games Workshop? Like, are you taking money from Games Workshop?
I received no dirty lucre, although you're more than welcome to send me some Krugerrands or any other sort of middle point.
Any kind of metallic currency?
Yeah, any sort of.
So, there you go. If you pay Leedham in rare metals, he'll say whatever you want.
Anything fungible.
Creds.
Well, it can't be Games Workshop paying you then, because they don't do metal anymore, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since you've been on the
Finecast.
It's been a long time since since you've accepted fine metals from Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Yeah. And that could. Yeah. That's a great idea, because I mean the base system. Oh my god, so good. I think like with the action system. All of the different like actions that you can take, as well as like easy to come up with your own military actions as well, such as dive for cover, blah blah blah. There's tons of scope there, so definitely we need to get some field data. But talking about field data, we've been working on some vehicle field data, right?
Under near laboratory conditions. At our local library.
Definitely the lighting's the same.
Yeah. Bright,
fluorescent.
super fluorescent white light with us sitting around playing with our vehicles.
Yeah. And sooner or later, someone may use the eye wash station as a toilet.
So, what's your preliminary sort of thoughts? Who should we go with? Sean, what are your preliminary thoughts like on the vehicle combat? Because you and I played a game, and then Leedham and Jeff played a game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. We were going pretty slow because we were sort of learning the rules, but I think by the end of it, we sort of had a bit of a handle on it, what we could do.
Once your dude like ran up and stabbed my vehicle with with a knife. Was it knives? Yeah, I just stabbed up my vehicle, my truck with the knives. That was pretty funny. Or an orc with
and then
little
knocked your
baby
driver
choppers.
out.
Yeah, he chopped at me, and then didn't your war little mini boss guy, like, is he a knob? Would you consider him a knob?
Yeah, I'd consider him a knob.
Which is
He's
short for
so all my guys are commandos.
It's short for noble in the orc language. Did you know that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I knew that.
So your orc noble like hacked at my vehicle with an axe and almost fucking destroyed it.
Not quite. You still had
you're only one.
bunch
You're
more
only
hit points, didn't you?
Yeah, but can't you get like a full fucking fuck you? Like if you roll a 6 on the table?
You can.
Yeah,
It is
you rolled
possible.
it. Yeah, you rolled like a 4 or a 5 or something. I guess I should have known.
I think I only got the body. Like I hit the driver.
Yeah, you hit the driver. You could.
I think the key thing you want to get is like, I think the engine's a good one to get, because then you can like totally fuck it up more.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, if you just stabbed if your noble had just killed my driver, that would.
Getting the crew is pretty good, because then he was unconscious and couldn't do anything for a while.
Yeah, just smashed him.
And then we're sort of at the end of the game then. But yeah, it took me a while to get used to sort of what I could do. And I think we were still a bit vague about the ramming rules, how they worked.
Yeah, I performed a super illegal ram. Like, it wasn't an illegal ram. It was just that I think I fucked up the strength. I thought it was like max strength, but it should have only been like normal strength. But when I rolled, it still would have been roughly. I think he was only a 1 wound guy anyway, right? Maybe he would have been maybe seriously injured, because I think I rolled a skull for him on the 3rd dice, whereas he should have only rolled 1 injury dice.
Right.
But
yeah,
other than that, and it was interesting because I started driving towards you, and I'm tough. My vehicle's like toughness 9 to the front, and you were like, "Fuck you, heavy stubbers!" And then your heavy stubbers sort of ended up jamming and stuff like that.
Not hitting. But I think that definitely neither of us had like decent weapons that were good against vehicles.
Yeah,
as well. Like you had the best thing you had was a long rifle, and then I had some heavy stubbers that I couldn't hit anything with.
Yeah, I had blasting charges, but I threw one of them at a guy who was already injured, just to try and fucking fuck him up.
Yeah.
And
I think if we had if I had focused on just driving up and hitting you with knives instead of trying to shoot you, it probably would have been better for me.
Yeah, we sort of like circled around, and then the mission also meant that Sean couldn't start your vehicle on the table. So and because you could only bring on D3 things and a vehicle cost 2 points, then it took forever. Like you couldn't bring it on full of guys basically. So it took you a few turns for it to drive on, and then wait for the guys to jump on, and then they're like, okay, let's go, wag, and then chase after me, and then we sort of just drove around, sort of like shooting out the sides at each other. And I think you rammed me as well, maybe. But I should have just driven straight towards your vehicle and then just thrown blasting charges out the window at you, and just tried to clear the back. And then I don't think you're right. I probably we would have just had to have rammed each other, I guess, after you.
Yeah. So since then I rolled very poorly on a bunch of stuff there, so I'm worse off than I started the campaign at the moment, but I'm looking at investing in anti-vehicular weaponry as soon as I can afford to buy anything.
Shit. Well,
because that was the biggest problem.
I wouldn't tell anyone else in the campaign that, because they might just not bring their vehicles. You're going to over-invest in stick bombs or whatever, or rocket spelled ROKKIT launchers.
Mm-hmm.
I had an interesting thing with my fight against Jeff. I loaded up the ZD Walker with all of my mutants, and Jeff's mining vehicle sort of came out and raked it with twin-linked autocannon fire. What was interesting about it is that if you do multiple damage to a vehicle, it doesn't actually do multiple damage. It lets you do multiple results, damage results, and then you pick which one you want. And the one he picked was concussion, so he concussed all of my the vehicle and all of the riders, which was my whole gang. And it gave them a penalty to initiative, which meant that they couldn't, when they were jumping down off the back of the walker, they had to do an initiative roll, and it was sort of sketchy from the beginning. So that extra penalty meant that they were all stuck on the back of this thing while he pelted it with demolition charges and shots and stuff like that, and just ended up locking me down on the walker and then taking my gang apart. So
Jeff's running like the Goliath rock crawler. What's it called? Goliath rock eater or something?
Rock grinder.
Oh, rock grinder, yeah. And then he's got TL autocannon, which is fucking apeshit. And then Leedham's running. Are you running a large vehicle?
Yeah, it's a large vehicle. Instead of it being a walker, it's got it's a hover vehicle.
Yeah, the rules for walker are just basically meant to be like a sentinel or something like that. Whereas the Zeus Strider is like a large platform, and with the dudes are 4 inches off the ground, like or something like that. Thing. Yeah, like a big Star Wars style thing. So Leedham's running it as are you running as a skimmer? You have the skimmer rules?
Skimmer. It's a large vehicle with skimmer rules.
Yeah, so if you just imagine the actual platform they're on is the vehicle, and then
the legs are actually like manipulator arms.
Yeah, the legs are just skimming, holding it aloft above the table, you know how chickens
just, dragging along the ground.
Yeah. Crunk, crunk, crunk. Which is rad, but it's very it's pretty open on the back there. If you went near a structure, someone could throw bombs down off it onto the back of the truck, the back of the chassis.
So it's different to how I mentally imagined it would play. The vehicles are much stronger, more resilient than I imagined because of the way that they take damage, and there is a value to having some people on foot supporting your vehicles as well. So I'm finding the negatives that I thought would occur in the game were actually positives. So they actually turned out to be quite interesting.
I think they can be resilient, but it is also possible if you roll really well to one-shot it, just like in 40k games. So I think that seems like really interesting the way that works.
Yeah.
We haven't had any one-shots yet.
Yeah, so Sean and I are running... Oh, Sean's running... Are you running Cargo 8?
Yes.
So you're running a Cargo 8. I'm running the Iron Crawler. I just put all my points into just the biggest thing I could get with tracks. And they're really resilient. I think the Cargo 8's 8, toughness 8, 8, was it 887 or something like that? Or maybe it's 888. And the Iron Crawler is 998. And that's before you add, for 10 points, it's toughness 10 now, or, toughness 9. So it'll be interesting to see to play against Jeff and see if his autocannon, because his autocannon's going to be winning on 5s. Interesting. He might be able to just hull out vehicles from the front, just fucking smash them. So, yeah. But so we'll have more information. We're only just getting around to playing Ashwace. I think a lot of groups, we were waiting for everyone to have rules, and then it just got interminable, and we just wanted to play. So we've just pulled out vehicles. Definitely lots of people I talk to, lots of Necromunda fans that we talk to, and fanatics and shit. Didn't get into the Ashwace at all, or are still waiting. Our Canadian friends though, definitely balls deep in the Ashwace. They've played a bunch of campaigns, so gotta get those dudes on Eric's group, and they've been on before, but now they've got a lot more stuff to talk about. So maybe once we've played a few more games, so we know so we don't look like fools in front of them. Don't want to look like fools in front of these Canadians. We'll get them on again, and we can have like a good like Ashways chat. All right. Okay. So let's talk about Enforcers and also Badzone Enforcers, because Badzone Enforcers is very similar to Enforcers. So the first Enforcer list came out in the Book of Justice, or Justice? Judgment.
Yep.
Similar concepts. And they, I know, like, we played very early games against them. They've been out for a while because we were playing back in Magic Vault when they were out. Sort of, I think that was before the House books even came out, right? That was before the Goliath book even, yeah. So, been around quite some time. People have definitely had like time for them to sort of sink in. Definitely the first campaign we played against, where Todd had those fucking enforcers, Todd's Corps, plus the Corpse Guild or whatever it was with the chain glaive guys. Yeah. That was the worst gang, almost as bad as like an average Steve gang. And those were like the amount of armor that they have, the reliability of their bolters and shotguns, just like fucking super savage. So definitely looking forward to talking about these guys. All right, so should we start like last time where we talked about the leader and then we just went through all the weapons and then yeah. I think that worked well. People seem to like that. They said it was a good format. That's what I got.
Yep, sure.
So let's just do that.
I mean, these guys, the dudes don't differ that much from each other, really. So you could probably breeze through all the guys and then talk about the weapons.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah, I mean, there's only like 3 stats or 4 stats? 4 stat lines. We are also going to cover the Automata thing. It's people call the Lortomata. And also the armored dog that they have as well, which is fucking very, very good. And then we'll talk about the Wasteland Enforcers. But I think like the majority is going to be talking. I think the biggest part of the thing will be talking about their crazy fucking weapons, because they've got a bunch of like extremely good gear. Okay, so before we start with that though, are there any gang composition things that we need to consider? Do they work in any crazy fucking way that other gangs don't? Like, I know they don't. You don't have to take. Like I know there's definitely the thing where you get free rookies, right? Like if any of your rookies die,
that's a pretty big thing. Yeah,
you get a replacement rookie. It's only a rookie that dies, or is it any person who dies?
It's if any. I think it's just if anyone dies.
Yeah, I believe that's...
Yeah, if you delete one or more dead or retiring fighters,
you replace them with rookies.
Yeah, so if someone dies, you get a free juve, essentially, to replace them.
Yeah. And in campaign play, they also have their own like special campaign, like their special territory, the Enforcer Precinct, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, one of the things that's pretty interesting about them for that, when you're in a Dominion campaign, one of the things they can do is grant territory. So if they win a territory, they don't get to take any boons from it, but they can give the territory to another player in the campaign.
Yeah. Can they just hold it and
then they have a...
Can they hold it?
No, they can...
Well, I guess they can take a little while to work out who they're going to give it to.
Yeah, they do. They do gain control.
Yeah, I know they can.
So if they can police the territory, in which case they gain control of it, but then they don't get the stuff. They just farm reputation from it. Or you grant the territory, which means you give it away to someone, and then they get a unique triumph, which is they win Peacemaker if 2 or more players hold the same number of territories. So there's your incentive to like make sure it's pretty fair amongst all the other players and keep giving territories to the like underdogs and stuff. So it's a pretty interesting way to introduce something into the campaign where it's sort of a bit of a balancing mechanism in itself.
Yeah,
sounds like a great way to trade territory.
Can Can I have like 3 territories I'm policing?
I think so.
So I could just like take 4 territories during the campaign, police them all until the end of the campaign, and then go, now one for you, one for you, one for you.
Well, it's so when they take control of the territory, and then after every successful defense of it, they get to get D3+1 reputation if they're policing it.
Okay.
So it's not just a constant farm. You have to be.
But you could be holding on to them though. You could just hold on to. Yeah. That's the best thing to do. Just like because that's like a perfect campaign, right? Like especially Law and Order one where you have bad enforcers and bad zone enforcers versus the rest, and then you just take all the territories off the other people and just slowly just grind them down. I guess there's already that campaign, isn't there? There's the one where you already do that.
Yeah.
There's a campaign variant, but yeah, I guess okay. All right, but if you want that triumph, boom, fucking just like store them up. All right, so 3 rookies, some other cool stuff. Now, you don't have to have. It's not like there's no restrictions like where you have to have like 3 guys for every champion or anything like that, right?
No, not like that. It's just the normal. You can start with 0 to 2 champions, and then you've got to have as many or more fighters as others.
Yeah. Oh, so they are limited in champions, only 2 champs. Unlike
at the start, and then you can.
Yeah. Unlike the house books now, where it's just like fill your boots as long as you have enough fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. Although you could, I think. I'm trying to remember now, but I feel like the Megatome now has sort of. I don't think it's explicitly said this, but it's sort of got generic gang composition rules that I think you could definitely apply to enforcers as well, which is pretty much you can take as many champions as you want, but you got to have the right number of fighters to balance them out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. So let's get on to.
Well, I guess the other kind of weird thing about enforcers is that there's Palanite enforcers and then subjugators. So all of the fighters can be upgraded to subjugators, which they've got the same stat line, but they just get a bunch of different weapon options. But so it's kind of like a second, like 2 sort of tiers in the gang.
So imagine the first group are just your normal cops, and then the second group are like riot cops.
Yeah. Imagine the first kind are like cops, and the second kind are called subjugators.
Yeah.
What do they do? Serve and protect,
and you can mix and match them in the same gang. So that's kind of interesting, and that would mean that as the campaign goes on, you can mix and match who the composition that is happening there.
Yeah. Now, okay, well, let's start with the leader. Now, another thing, we're just going to keep saying that all night, but they all start with good equipment. There's an errata. Oh, maybe we should be using the errata. I've got Book of Judgment open. Maybe we should be using the errata version. Errata. I think the errata version basically just adds the manacles to everybody for free as well.
Yep.
And isn't errata? I think that's like one of the few things that's errata, and then they also added the dog into the errata as well, maybe.
All right, I can look up the errata while we are looking at other things.
Yeah.
So the Palanite captain, the leader, it starts at 140 creds. Reasonable move 5. They're good at hand-to-hand fighting with 3+. Ballistic skills average at 4+. Normal human stats are like 3 strength, 3 toughness, 2 wounds, 4+ initiative, 2 attacks. Good leadership at 4+. Their cool and intelligence is okay at 6+, and their will's alright at 5+. What's good about them is their equipment. They get gratis equipment. They get a stub gun, flak armor, and armored undersuit, which is pretty good. Upgrade to a subjugator for 10 creds.
Yeah, I mean, for 140 points, that's like a similar stat. The BS is kind of shitty at 4+. Maybe he
Yeah,
needs
they're pretty crappy stat line, really.
maybe he needs to get back to go to the range or something like that.
Yeah, but it's all the equipment's really good, so that makes up for it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Because what is it? Stub gun, flak armor, and then armored undersuit. So I mean, armored undersuit's what, 15 or 25? 25.
25. Yeah.
25. Flak armor's at least 15, and stub gun's probably
flak armor's
5 or
10. Stub gun's 5. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
But they have access to better armor.
They do.
And then they've got the normal also magnicals. Don't forget they have magnicals.
And magnicals, yeah. That's the So I've got the errata here. That I think the only thing is that they'll
have magnicals. Yeah. So
the other thing is,
that makes up
originally in the original printing, I think it didn't say that enforcers could buy stuff from the trading post. And that's been added to the errata that they can. Yeah. But I remember in the early days, we're like, oh, they're not allowed because they're like, I don't know, they're cops, so they're not using the best stuff they could get access to or something.
Yeah, we definitely encouraged anyone in our campaigns with enforcers just fucking definitely take a plasma cannon, dude. Or a web gun, which should be on the list. And if you're an IHRS player, just pretend it's on your list.
Just do it.
If you're IHRS
so
listener,
the sergeant is a champion, 100 creds. Very similar stats, just their weapon skill drops to 4+. Pretty straightforward. And both of these,
1. Yeah.
They've got the special enforcer squad skill available.
Jesus, even a Hellet champion's better than that. A Hellet champion is BS 3+.
That's bad.
They can't shoot as fast as good as a terrorist. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think this is for both weapon skill and ballistic skill to be 4+ is probably the worst champion. Maybe Corda's. I think even Corda's got a 3+ somewhere.
The patrolman at 70 creds, I've got a feeling it's pretty much the scum stat line. It's pretty basic.
What's an outcast champion? They can't be 3+3+, right? They're not.
They are 3+ ballistic skill. They're 4+ weapon skill though. Pretty sure because they're only really good at shooting, I think.
Oh fuck! There's all these archetypes and shit. Their weapon skill 3+, BS 4+.
Oh, the other way around. Okay.
For 60 creds.
Yeah.
2 wounds, only 1 attack there. But they're also pretty. They're intelligence 8+. They're pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, well, okay. They're pretty bad as well.
They're will 8+ as well, yeah.
Definitely the Pale Knight's not great.
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering what the shittiest champ in the game is, because Hellet's a pretty dog shit, but even their champ's better than this guy. This guy.
Yeah.
And then the rookies, 5+ ballistic skill, 5+ weapon skill. But they, as said before, you don't start with them. You can use them to replace losses. And that is pretty handy considering the sort of gear they come with gratis. It's good that you can just refill and then use these guys too.
Yeah. Also, the enforcer models just holding a pistol looks fucking sick. There's a 2-handed one and there's a 1-handed one, and then you can have a torch in the other hand and shit like that. And so that's 2 models where all you've got is a stub pistol, and because they're a rookie, they're wearing the same uniform as a gang. It's not like a Juve in a Goliath gang where they're like, oh man, where are the weights? I'm a fucking little guy. I'm fresh out of the tank, The Palanites are all going to be big dudes wearing armor. It's just that they can't shoot for shit yet. So it's easy to just chuck in some of these guys, and you're going to want to build a few anyway.
Yeah, because you can't buy them at all normally, but you will get them as guys die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you want to make a few of those. Be warned when you're making your gang. You're probably not gonna have 10 dudes in your gang at starting, but you're gonna want to build all those models. I would say probably at least two or 3.
Guaranteed way to make some of your better fighters just die really early on is to not have the rookie patrolmen ready to go to take their place. So have them ready, or you're just asking for it.
Yeah, otherwise just start guns.
As for skills, you got the captain's got a primary brawn. then they've all got Palanite drill, of course, their special skill. Shooting is another one that's primary for most of them, except for the Palanite rookie patrolman. No big loss. Secondary is ferocity, leadership, and agility in there for the rookies, strangely enough. So a strange mix, but shooting's definitely very handy for these guys, even though they've only got the 4+ and they're better at melee. So they're trained, but they're not skilled.
Yeah, that's right. So for all these guys, for all the fighters except the rookie, it's an extra 10 credits to upgrade them to subjugators. And then in those cases, they, instead of their flak armor, they'll get layered flak armor. And then they choose from subjugator weapons. So layered flak armor is a special armor that only Palanite Enforcers have. Yeah, they did add it to the trading post in this book, but it's not in the new trading post. But
yeah, there's flak armor, layered flak armor, and hardened layered flak armor, isn't there? There's 3 different kinds.
Yeah. So should we go through them now?
Oh, can I ask another question about the rookie? So, do you not have you can't have a settlement if you're an enforcer gang in a campaign, in a normal campaign, like a normal.
No, well, you can't get boons from them.
See, but you can't get like free rookies from like a settlement.
So, not normally. They do have they've got their own unique territory. That I think.
Yeah, no, I just looked at it. Yeah. Oh man, that's what they need, right? That would be good. Just having like you can get free rookies from your Palanite precinct.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because most of the time, you're just going to give your rookie, you're just going to swap the rookie for a guy who already exists, right? Whose equipment is still there. And
I think in one of the campaigns, it might be the one with the Corpse Grinder Cult, the Dark Uprising campaign, because that was mostly a Corpse Grinders versus Palanite campaign. Some of the territories in that give you free patrolmen or rookies.
Okay, yeah.
And I think there are some other campaigns where they explicitly call out getting free guys for enforcers.
Yeah, I just want some way of forcing people to take rookies. They're cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I think there's probably also I'm trying to think for house favors. I think most of the free stuff you get is actually gangers rather than juves. But I think there are things that do give you free juves, in which case you would use the rookie patrolman, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, go and watch the movie Training Day, and then go and watch the movie, and then go and watch all 4 seasons of the '90s police epic show The Shield, and then basically you'll be ready to go.
After Training Day, make sure you model an enforcer with banging 2 guns together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fuck yeah. And you know, both of those have like rookies in them. There's always like the rookies the rookie cop's like a classic fucking thing. I just wish there was more like rookie action. Like I feel like you should have to start with a couple of rookies and shit like that. But whatever. Like that's in an ideal world, there'd be more rookie action is what I'm saying. All right, cool. Yeah, well, let's cover the weapons, because the weapons are what really makes this gang like fucking just like such like a prick to deal with. So how about I go through the equipment list, and then you guys do tell us the stats and stuff.
All right.
So they've got basic weapons, close combat weapons, pistols, and special. And so we start with basic, the Enforcer bolt gun, which is very similar to a normal bolt gun, right? Except for one giant...
One crucial difference.
Yeah,
it has ammo 4+.
Yeah, and it's only 50 creds for this gang. So I think a normal bolt gun is 6+ and starts at 55. So big fucking deal, because they just fucking flatten you with bolt gun rounds. And unlike Goliaths, who can also do that, they just don't run out of ammo as much. And it's super brutal. And then the second basic weapon that they have, which you're also going to get fucking smashed by, if you're going up against these guys, is the Enforcer shotgun, with salvo and shredder rounds for 60 creds.
Yep.
And
this is the thing that kills you, the scatter shot.
Yeah. And
shredder rounds.
This has a better ammo save as well, right? Or ammo roll?
Yeah, it's 4+ as well.
Yeah, I think like those shredder rounds and salvo are like 5+.
Yeah. No, they're 4+.
They're normally 4+? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the salvo rounds are 12-inch long range, 4-inch short, with +1 to hit at short range. Strength 4, AP dash, damage 2, ammo 4+, and then knockback rapid fire 1. So that's basically a short range bolt gun.
Yeah. And then if you've got a crowd, you just use the shredder rounds, which are the,
Yeah, template, strength 2, scatter shot.
Scatter shot, yeah. That's ape shit. But is the ammo roll from because that's basically a combat shotgun, but is the ammo roll? I feel like the ammo roll's better as well than a normal combat shotgun, there, right? Yeah, but what's normal combat shotguns? 5?
Normal one. I don't know.
Yeah. I think this again highlights one of the interesting ideas of the games, that ammo rolls are situational, depending on the gang and their availability. So for these guys, they're obviously getting their like industrial levels of bolt gun rounds from some supply bunker somewhere, whereas the gangs aren't getting the same amount. So it's something to think about in games, is like looking at ammo checks, the ammo rolls, as being like, if you do a campaign in a lost city, or you go on a long holiday in the Ash Waste, maybe you can fiddle with your ammo checks to simulate scarcity.
Yeah, and I think that's so the fluff for these guys is that they're kind of Lord Helmore's personal army, like part personal army, part police force. So they're really geared up with the best stuff that that Necromunda can offer. So that's like basically bolt guns that are the same sort of bolt guns that you supply the Space Marines with.
Yeah. The only problem is he only hires shitlords. To operate the weapon.
Doesn't want them to rise above their station.
Well, and the other thing is, these are the dudes who are being sent down to just deal with like bullshit like gang warfare. Like these aren't like the real guys these aren't the guys who are like boarding ships and checking fucking for alien eggs and shit like that. Like those enforcers are just like probably next, like the ones who are operating up hive and shit like that are fucking gonna be like probably wearing fucking power armor and shit like that. So next up we got the shock baton, which everyone knows is just like the classic one that you can get. It has a shock rule, which basically means in a 6 to hit it auto wounds, which is kind of cool. That's 30 creds. I've used these shock batons in for my Venators. Like I had a bunch of flesh sacks that had like the welding sort of things, and I just ran them as like shock batons because it was like a electro looking thing. I don't feel like they're that great. They have no AP, and they're only damage 1. It's just they have that 6 to hit auto wounds, which is I guess better than nothing. Better than a club. Oh no, even a club is like 2 damage.
Yeah, they do have parry, which
parry, parry. Oh, okay, parry. Maybe it didn't have that back when I was running them. They might have given that to them.
Oh, maybe these are just special enforcer shock batons that have that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah. Actually, does that change things? Parry is pretty good. But like we say with parry is good unless you're fighting someone who's 2+ to hit, which is like every champion, and shit like knocked ghouls, fucking undead poison women, stimmers and shit like that. They're all 2+ to hit anyway, so you're like, oh yeah, which of my 6 hits do you want to parry? Which can be kind of disheartening. But yeah, if you're just fighting like a fucking mutant, then parry is pretty good. All right, well there are other options. That is 30 creds. Their other option is for 20, slightly cheaper at 25 creds. Is the shock stave. Now, what are the stats on this boy?
So
Shock
it
stave,
is
2-inch versatile, +1 strength, 1 damage.
+1 strength, 1 damage. And does it have shock or anything?
Yeah, shock.
Yeah, shock.
Oh, and it's got shock. That's pretty good. 2-inch versatile.
So I have a shock stave on my Delac leader because he's got like that cool walking stick thing. It's not very good.
Oh really? Okay.
Like shock's good, but yeah, it just doesn't do enough. And because like they're still getting their full armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty meh.
And then you're gonna have so basically the two options are either parry or 2-inch versatile. Both of those rules are gonna keep you alive. Probably the 2-inch versatile is probably better than the parry because you can just run up.
And you do get +1 strength with the stave.
Oh yeah, and then if you hit but you don't roll a 6, then you are strength 4.
Yeah.
That's probably worth it, I guess. I think stave's probably better. Right?
Yeah.
Like
even though it's cheap, especially since it's cheaper.
Yeah. Like 2-inch versatile is very good. Like you get to just wail on someone and they just can't do shit. Like you're gonna get at least 2 attacks, just one attack and one for charging. And it's one-handed, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's one-handed.
One-handed. It's one-handed stave. That's crazy. You just run up and like swing a broomstick at someone one-handed. And then if you've got something like a shield or a pistol, you can just be like, just get a beat on someone. So that's pretty good. Just for your low-level guys, I guess. Like I think you definitely like want to save up. And now that it's been clarified that you can black marketeer or rare trade or whatever. Definitely like a power mace, or maybe even just start your leader or whatever with a shock baton, but just model it with a power mace and just upgrade it to a power mace as soon as possible. So those are the only 2 close combat weapons on their equipment list. So far we've got bolt gun, shotgun, 2 kinds of club, like powered club. Okay. Next up is pistols. Now we do have 2 kinds of pistols, so very restricted list in terms of weapons, because like. After this, there's only 2. Spoiler alert! Only 2 types of special weapons. So only 8 weapons in the basic Palatine list. There's a separate subjugator weapon list, which has a few more, but we'll get to that. So pistols, we've got auto pistol and stub gun. Everybody knows those classic guys. Your rookie starts with a free stub gun. Everyone starts with a free stub gun. Is there a reason to buy a second stub gun or an auto pistol for anyone? Do you think anyone? Do you guys think?
Well, so they can get some cool auto pistol ammunition, which is listed under the personal equipment section, which we can get to later, which might be a reason, but I think mostly, you probably go just stick with the stub gun.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about it now. So, what is it? Man stopper rounds?
Okay, well, so there's man stopper rounds for the auto pistol. There's also fragmentation rounds.
Okay, that could be.
So we've got man stopper rounds are basically auto pistol rounds, but they're strength 4 and limited. And then fragmentation rounds are auto pistol rounds, but they're -1 AP and limited. So give you a few options, and of course there's other like cool auto pistol ammunition available from the black market or from the trading post, like shock.
Other ammunitions are available.
Cool. And then you can get your good old dum-dum rounds with your stub gun.
I guess if you want to make like a gunfighter champion.
Yeah, which they do get shooting skills, so that's an option.
Dual auto pistols with a variety of ammos could be interesting. Like man stopper rounds being strength 4 is pretty funny, because you can get like up to 6 strength 4 hits. So we also missed we should go back and cover the Balkan ammo, the penetrator.
Yeah. So they've got penetrator rounds, which are like the same as the bolt gun round, except -2 AP and rending unstable.
-2 AP, rending. So if you roll a 6 to wound, it's 3 damage. But unstable. Yeah, unstable kind of sucks.
Still rapid fire 1. So
I thought they've got shield breaker as well, don't they? Shield breaker rounds for bolt guns.
Yeah, not on their house list, but you can just get them from the trading post.
Man, that penetrator round's insane. But the unstable is such a downer.
Yeah.
Because like
But again,
3 damage, like if you get 3 hits on someone and you got a good chance of rolling a 6 for an extra for 3 damage.
But if you keep this, if this is like your round that you keep for close encounters, when you're just up against someone that you really need to put down, it might be worth that risk. Maybe not on. I guess the other thing is you don't have to like this. The penetrator rounds are available to everyone that can take bolt guns, so it's like not just your 2 wound guys. You can just put these on a 1 wound patrolman, and then unstable isn't as bad. Or isn't as crippling.
Yeah, it's 20 creds extra, so you're looking at 70 creds total for that weapon, but that neg 2 is pretty big. Just totally cancels like a bunch of armors, like just totally cancels mash. Takes a 4+ armor just down to a 6+. Good luck. And then that rending for a lucky 6 to wound is 3 damage. Even if you just get 1 hit and then you roll a 6 to wound, boom, 3 damage. See you in hell.
Yeah, and if you roll 3 on your rapid fire dice, then each of them is doing
totally trash
damage.
someone. Yeah. So you've up to 9 damage to a target or across 3 targets. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's definitely another tick for the Enforcer bolt gun. Like it needed anything better. It's already got that 4+ ammo roll. What's the ammo roll for the penetrator rounds?
4+.
Oh, it's still 4+. Holy shit.
Yep. And that's not even limited like the auto gun one. So
I guess if you roll if you're rolling a jam or whatever misfire, that's the last of your problems because it's unstable. You're gonna be
yeah,
worried about that. All right, cool. So auto pistol stub gun for the pistols. So the auto pistol for versatility, stub gun for just putting those strength 4 shots into people, which is good. And then special weapons, we've got the concussion carbine, and the sniper rifle. So sniper rifle we don't need to cover because we've covered that many times before. It's the 48-inch range. Good.
It is a bit different to the. So it's it's a proper sniper rifle rather than a long rifle.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You know what? I was saying sniper rifle a ton the other time recently. Maybe it was during the game with you, Sean, and you were looking at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's not sniper rifle." Do you mean long rifle? And I'm like, "Yeah, same thing, right?" And you're like, "No." And I was just like, "Yeah, you're right." I'm sorry, everyone. I accidentally interchangeably say sniper rifle and long rifle because snipers use sniper rifles, right? Or long rifle?
We all know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, this also
so what is sniper rifle then? Holy fuck! Yeah.
You don't get all those long rifle rounds.
Oh yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so tell us what the sniper rifle. Oh, well, okay. So the long rifle is 48-inch range, strength 4, neg 1, damage 1. Knockback.
Yeah. So the only difference is that sniper rifle's got rending on top of that.
Ah, okay. And it's still short 24 plus 1 to hit long?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Rending. Oh, it's just got rending.
Which is good.
I don't know. I really think the optimal sniper
options.
rifle is the common long las because it's common. It's like fucking 10 creds or something. And it's 36-inch strength 4 and plentiful 2+. I think long las is a superior weapon, and I'm gonna load out all my even though my guy started with a long rifle. He's gonna be given a las rifle because the thing that always fucks me in my long rifle is just running out of ammo, and then your sniper can't do shit.
Although again, like Leedham said, you don't get access to the cool ammo, like the crazy ammo and the shock ammo.
That's fine. You can get a focusing crystal there and make it neg 2.
I think the other good thing about taking a long las is that it's one of those staples of the Imperial Guard. So it's a good way to, for example, if you're playing cultists or corrupted guard or something like that, it's a good way to sort of show their background. Just, bringing along the gun that they got given in camp.
Yeah.
So the concussion carbine.
Well, it's the classic trooper Larkin, right, from Gaunt Scars.
Oh.
Just putting fucking las rounds into domes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concussion carbine is 18-inch range, half at 9, plus 1 to hit at close range. It's interesting. Strength 3, minus 1 AP, 1 damage, 4+ ammo roll again, which seems to be the staple. And now this thing shoots a 3-inch blast that does concussion, knockback, and seismic. So it's some sort of shot grenade launcher thing that will just guaranteed pin you. Knock you back and pin you and stun and give you that initiative penalty, which makes it also great for knocking people off high places. Just because it wrecks their initiative save.
And so what's seismic? Is that the same thing that the grav weapons do?
Yeah, so that's you're always pinned, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where they always pin, and vehicles have to take a loss of control test.
Yeah.
And then if the wound roll is a 6, no save roll can be made against that attack. Oh, okay.
And the other thing too is that some of the other bits of equipment, like hoverboards and things that are immune to pinning, if they get hit by something where you have to be pinned, then you get extra bad
you definitely get pinned. Yeah, it's a big one for Nerves of Steel. Counters Nerves of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count a flip up though, or whatever it's called. Jump up.
Oh yeah.
Spring up.
Yeah,
doesn't count because spring up happens in your turn, not when you get pinned or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's way better than it reads.
We're talking about the concussion carbine, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Special weapon.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about it is the small blast, right?
Yeah.
Boom, just like because it just forces people to spread out, and so you don't have to like fight against a full swarm, and then you can pick them easier to pick off with your bolt guns, just smashing them. I guess if they're grouped up, you can just like fucking rip some, maybe get some lucky multiple hits. But these concussion carbines, it's just so hard to charge into an enforcer gang because they're just firing this fucking pinning you all the time. So if you are fighting against them, if you're a close combat gang, you're in real trouble. And fighting against Todd's cops with my Goliaths, like very early on, taught me that like I can't because I just wanted to have like a bunch of dudes with like, this guy has an axe, this guy just has a fucking wrench or whatever. Everyone has to have a pistol. So yeah, like that definitely shaped how I play Necromunda even to this day, is fucking enforcers with those just auto pinning, just pinning all your shit. And yeah, that's why Gymtan Murder, when you join Gymtan Murder, you're issued a stub pistol, and then you just go to find a weapon on the bench. Go to the bench, find a weapon. But also, never lose this stub pistol, because like fucking you're gonna be getting up and doing nothing. At least you can get up and fire a stub, pistol off. So always take backup pistols against these guys, because you will get your shit pinned, and you'll just be like, God damn, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be advising enforcers not to take too many of these or something, I guess.
I think there was definitely, enforcers were very good with blast weaponry, because this isn't like the only blast thing they can bring as well. So it'd be interesting to run them now that they've sort of softened the blast rules a bit, where like before there was so much like targeting the floor, getting all these dudes, and now it's like you're -2 if you're targeting the floor. So it's probably not the like real pain it used to be, but
yeah, that's true. You used to be able to just you're only putting it on a fucking dumb champion who is a BS 4+ or a leader who's 4+. So, but at least you'd be just like placing it, hitting so it's touching 3 people and then being like on a 4+, I hit all 3, or I just scatter, like probably hit one anyway, at least one. Well,
now you'd have to target. You have to put the center of the template over one of the fighters. Oh, if you don't do that, you're -2 to hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now you gotta like place it in the middle of them. Maybe roll a 6 to hit all. Roll a 6 to hit all 3. or maybe just hit one. So yeah, that's it. I guess it's probably still, or just try and target one. I guess. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's definitely made just the days like, and you know, in really early on, even before Todd's Cops, I was running a missile launcher with that big fucking frag blast, which is a lot. The whatever the fuck it is, 3-inch template, like 5-inch template. Yeah, 5-inch template. Only been using those for 20 years. 5-inch large blast, as we call it in the game. Putting that large blast down and then hitting, you know, and then hitting on a 2+ and getting like 5 people. Ugh, those were the days. But then you'd run out of ammo pretty much after the first or second shot. But yeah, that's definitely like been definitely curbed a bit. So yeah, maybe it's not so onerous at all anymore. I think that was your original point, but we had to explain. Yeah, we had to explain it to the listeners, you know.
Yeah, I think in our group there hasn't been heaps of enforcer action since we had a few people with enforcer gangs, and then I think the blast stuff was just a bit too too easy, maybe. So they've sort of moved off them. So it'd be interesting to see some of them come back, and see what it's like now.
Yeah, because there's lots of people in enforcer. I've got a whole enforcer gang on sprue because I really want to do some bad zone enforcers. And I know tons of people have them, right? Like, definitely lots of people we know. All right. So that's the special weapons, and that's all the basic Palanites get. However, if you're in the second tier, the ones who aren't there to protect you, the ones who are there to subjugate you, bad cop is good cop, bad cop. The subjugators, if you're a subjugator though, you've got access to a whole just like fucking arsenal of extra shit, as well as being in better armor. So we covered the armor, didn't we? Did we go through the rules for the armor?
No, we haven't gone through the rules for it yet.
Oh, well, let's talk about the armor and the difference, because now we've really hit the tipping point for the differences between the subjugator. The subjugators do get, instead of coming with flak armor, they come with layered flak armor. So what is layered flak armor, Sean?
Let me find the page in the book. Here we go.
It's just like being at your mom's kitchen table going,
114.
Hey. No, you found it. Yep.
So layered flak armor is a 5+ save, and it gets a 4+ against blast or flame templates.
And then there is
better than just normal flak armor.
Yeah. And then there is other let's talk about the other armors now that we're talking about the armors. So there's then hardened flak armor, which Palanites can upgrade to for 20 creds. And what is hardened flak armor?
So that's the same as layered, but additionally it reduces armor penetration by 1 to a minimum of 1.
So hardened flak armor.
The same. Yeah. So hardened is the same as whatever either
layered.
Well, it's not.
No,
hardened
it's not.
Flak armor is the same as normal flak armor.
Yes.
But
can't be worse than a 6. So it's a 6+ save that goes to 5+ against blast and can't be worse than a 6. And the hardened layered flak armor is just like layered flak armor, which is a 5+, 4+ against blast, but it can't go worse than a 6. So there's...
Well, it's not just can't go worse than a 6, it's that you decrease the armor penetration. So...
Oh, sorry, yeah, right, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, it decreases the armor penetration by 1. So hardened... Yeah. Hardened layered flak armor is very good. I think it's good. I think just like it's hard to fucking... Yeah. Even then, just reading it out and fucking, it confuses the shit out of me at least. And I know a lot of people are just like, how the fuck does this work? I think it's good. Reduces the AP of the weapon by 1. I mean, it's not that much better. It's no better, I guess, against something that doesn't have an AP. But it against the bolt gun, it's better because it reduces the AP to nothing on a bolt gun. And
it goes to a minimum of 1. So
to a minimum of 1. Oh,
yeah, it's super confusing.
Yeah,
so
okay.
if you have if you hit someone with a AP -3, then it goes to AP -2. If you hit someone with a AP -2, it goes to -1. But if you hit them with a -1, it stays -1.
Okay, so it's no better against no AP or AP -1, but anything AP -2 or better, it is better against.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I think it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good because if you're taking the hardened layered flak armor, and keep in mind everyone gets a free armored undersuit as well, so all of these numbers are 1 higher again.
Yep.
Then you're getting very good. So you're basically getting 4+ armor save normally with -1 to AP against devastating weapons.
A plasma cannon, which is strength 8, neg 2, 3 damage, hits you. If you've got hardened layered flak armor, you are getting a 4+ save. 4+ save because it'll be
getting a 3+ because it's a blast.
Yeah, but it's neg 2. But then that neg 2 is only. Okay. And then but then that neg 2 is only reduced to a neg 1. So normally you would only get a 5+. You're getting a 4+ save against a plasma cannon hit. So against anything that's neg 2, so plasma weapons and shit like that, I guess. So it's for late campaign. Like you don't fucking. There's no point in taking this in the first half of a campaign when no one has plasma cannon or no one has plasma guns on maximal or something like that. But later in the campaign, you can definitely see why you would pull this out. It's definitely situational. People look at that and they are like, why the fuck would I ever take it? It's like, because later in the campaign, you'll be looking at that and going, ooh, now I know why. It's definitely like a late campaign thing. And that's why I think it's pretty good. Anyway.
Yeah, situational you are getting free armor at the start as well.
Yeah, and you've already got your armor. Yeah. It's a 20-point upgrade to your armor that makes it like more survivable against the shit that you want to survive against. So, pretty good. If you took a reflex shroud, you'll get a 3+ save against that plasma cannon because you reduced the AP entirely. And then you wouldn't even need hardened flak armor. You could just take your normal layered flak armor. So a reflex shroud. Well, you can take that. All right. Okay. So that's the different types of armor. Okay. Let's get on to the So now we know what a subjugator is. A subjugator is a dude who has a better
armor.
Yeah, better armor for later in the camp. A better armor against shit that's fucking gonna smash you. Okay. So.
But they start with the layered armor. So the subjugators start with, don't they?
Yeah, they start with
flak armor.
Yeah.
So they do start with like one armor save higher.
Yeah, they start with the layered flak armor. So okay, so subjugators weapons are basic weapons. Their basic weapon is subjugation, pattern, grenade launcher with frag and stun grenades. So this is your classic like Terminator 2 giant revolver style grenade launcher. I remember in Terminator 2 when he walks in, like shoots that dude in the back, it would boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like one of those style grenade launchers. And then, but yeah, what are the stats for it though? Because it's definitely different to a normal, the grenade launcher that you find blue tactor bases.
Yeah, so, you have frag grenades, which everyone's pretty familiar with, but the other one they get is stun grenades, which I guess most people are familiar with that too. But that's the strength 2 concussion grenades. And then you can buy a whole heap of other extra grenades, which are all listed over in the personal equipment bin. Including crack grenades, which are everyone knows, photon flash grenades, scare gas grenades, and smoke grenades, and choke gas grenades. So basically all those, you can get all of them from the trading post as well, normally, for everyone.
Well, it makes it, like, taking just a subjugator with that grenade launcher just seems like an easy fucking choice, right? Like, just...
Yeah. And I think that's why it is an easy choice, which is why there's lots of blast weaponry in the gangs we've faced.
Yeah, it's going to be a good, easy choice. You're going to be able to put down that fire. You're going to be resilient, and then later in the campaign, You can upgrade the grenades. Because, I mean, that's the thing about the Enforcers. There is, like, not really tons of models in the range. Like, they've got the basic, like, you know, the 5-man sprue. And then you've got some of the hangers-on that we're going to talk about. But, so, I mean, you're not going to have tons of model options. So, but the good thing is you can have, like, buy one box and have enough dudes that you can upgrade. And then when you add in all these upgrades that are just freely available, you don't really need to ret trade if you do want to go, like, fucking totally, you know, mainstream. So you can, these grenade launchers and all those different ammos, like crack grenades, fucking extremely good.
Yes, very good. So crack grenades an extra 35 credits. Which I feel like that's more expensive than other grenade launchers, but I would have to look that up.
Well, I think most
are the same as
most grenade launchers come with crack and frag, though.
Well, if you buy them from the trading post, you just get frag, and then you have to buy.
Oh, true. Yeah, we did cover that in the last episode.
Is this the sledgehammer ram?
No, we're just talking.
Talking about the grenade launcher.
Just the basic grenade launcher, you know.
Oh.
But I mean, 50 creds. So you've got a champ, a subjugator champ. Was it 100 creds? For 10 creds, you make him a subjugator, so 110, and it's only 50 points for this grenade launcher. So 160 creds. And you've got, frag and...
Yeah.
Frag and stun.
I'm just looking at... Oh, no, yeah, you're right. So when you buy a grenade launcher from the trading post, you get frag and crack.
Yeah, and that's what it's like.
You don't get crack in the combi weapon version of it.
How much is it in the Megatome there? Is it 130 or something?
For the grenade launcher?
Yeah.
It's 65.
Oh, it's 65. Okay. So it's in 15 points cheaper. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so to buy crack is 35. So you're gonna end up being like 100 points.
Yeah. So now that I've brought up the grenade launcher stats, I can see that the other difference is that a few of these grenades have a better ammo roll than just the ones available from the trading post. The frag grenades are... So they're... what are they? Oh, no, they're not. It's just they're listed in a different order, so I'm getting confused. No, they look exactly the same. So I think this is pretty much exactly a normal grenade launcher. I don't know what is necessarily a subjugation pattern about it.
Doesn't come with crack standard.
I guess so.
See any difference? Alright, well, next up, so the subjugators, the rest of the subjugated list, they can take the shock baton, the shock stave, or a vigilance pattern assault shield. An assault shield's 40 creds. What the dickens is a vigilance pattern assault shield?
So this is identical to what the Vansar can take, where it's got its strength as user, knockback melee, and it's got the assault shield rule, which gives you an extra +2 to armor save when you're attacked from your forward arc. So very good when you've got that extra armor already.
Very frustrating for other gangs to deal with.
Yeah, so this is where the insane level of armor comes in. So imagine then you're getting hit by a plasma cannon and you've got that extra armor. Your save's going to be a 3+ now. So against a full maximal plasma cannon shot to the face, you're getting a 3+ armor save? What the hell?
You get a 2+, wouldn't you? If you go... Because you're 3+ normally.
3+, 2+... Oh, can you...
Actually, it might just be +2 in combat.
Yeah, it's only +2 in combat with +1 at ranged, yeah.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
In combat, you could get hit like a power pick is neg 3. It's going to go down to neg 2, and you're going to get a 2+? No, you're gonna go 3+.
Yeah.
Right? Against a power pick?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Unless it powers.
Oh yeah, unless you unless they roll a 6 to hit and then wound and then you just fuck. So yeah, vigilance patterns shield. That's 40 cred. So do you start with a pistol, so you can be swapping between a close combat weapon and a basic stub pistol, and then just moving forward with that shield, just like taking shots to the face and just being like, whatever. I mean, you are going to get pinned though, which is going to be a hassle. So if you can find a way to mitigate that via some means, maybe a friends on collar or something, that would be pretty good. Is there? Do they have? They don't have access to ferocity, I'm guessing.
It is a secondary skill.
Oh, okay. So just save up 12 points of XP.
Yeah.
And then buy that at your earliest possible opportunity, which will probably be halfway through the campaign. And then the second half, just come in strong. Yeah. So 40 creds. Do you reckon that's worth it?
I think it's pretty good. I think the thing is, you're not going to really want these guys in combat. So you're mostly going to be just looking to get that extra at range. Like, you want to stay out of combat as much as you can, because these guys are not good in combat. I mean, yes, they've got the armor to hold up, but they're not winning any fights. So yeah, it's pretty good. I've got, it's the same shield as on Vansar, so I've got one on my leader, and it's pretty good.
Alright, so that's the close combat weapons. Say, I mean, the classic model is like a shock baton or a shock mace and a assault shield, and then you switch between the mace and the pistol, move forward. If you do get hit, you will get pinned, but it's very hard to hurt you. And then once you go prone, if they try and shoot you, the neg one to hit on top of all of that shit as well, which is pretty funny. So
one of the good things about it, I guess, is it does have knockback, so you can push them back. And then if you've got a versatile shock stave, you can.
Oh, true. Yeah, push them back, keep them at range. Okay. Pistols, auto pistol, stub gun, and then heavy weapons. These are the last two crazy fucking weapons in their list, I think, that we haven't talked about, which is the heavy concussion ram. Asterix? What does that mean? 2 slot. Takes up 2 slots. And the SLHG pattern assault ram sledgehammer.
Which technically also counts as their other close combat weapon.
AKA the sledgehammer. So what is the heavy concussion ram? We've talked about the concussion carbine. Is it along the same? Is that what a heavy concussion ram along the same lines? Or
it's got a bigger range.
So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so its range goes to 30 instead of 18, like the concussion carbine. But its strength is 4 instead of 3, so it's got a bit more oomph and a bit more range.
It's not a larger blast.
Knock people over. It's
still small blast.
Oh wait, it doesn't have a blast.
It doesn't have a blast, which might be an error. Let's see if it's in the errata.
Yeah.
Yes, it needs to be blast 3 inches.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's in the errata. So
yeah, so it's just a juiced up, everyone on the floor weapon. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So any patrol, just basic subjugator can take these as well, right? Because they may only choose weapons from the Palanite weapon list, but otherwise have no weapon restrictions.
Oh yeah.
So you can just any just subjugator, they don't have to have a shield. They can just be carrying this heavy weapon if you want, which is pretty interesting. Like, having no weapon restrictions is very good. And then the fact that they can rare trade as well, that you can any patrolman can just take a fucking heavy stubber or a fucking plasma cannon or a Weber or any of that shit. That's pretty fucking insane.
Worth pointing out as well that even though these are heavy weapons, they're not unwieldy. this one and the next one we're going to talk about.
So not unwieldy. They do take up 2 slots though, right? Because they've got the little asterisk by. Yeah. Okay.
Now the next one's very, very nasty. So it's a sort of a, those door knocking devices. So it's a combination door ram and a grenade launcher. So the assault ram is a 2-inch versatile close combat weapon. It's +2 strength, 2-inch versatile, as I said, -1 AP, 2 damage, and it's got knockback and pulverize as well. So if you hit someone with this, it really sucks. On top of that, it's got an auxiliary grenade launcher built into it with choke gas. So that's your gas, or frag grenades, which are just your traditional, 3+ blasts, knockback.
Yeah. So those are, I think those are. Oh no, yeah, they're built into it. You're right. I thought they might be extra purchases, but they're built in.
It's very, very nasty. And really, I mean, it's the all-in-one weapon. If you need someone to go up front and possibly get attacked, this is the thing that they can use to piss people off and stop them dead in close combat.
So even though the asterisk means it takes up 2 weapon slots, it isn't unwieldy, so you could use it in combination with a shield.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. Cool. Well, that's all the heavy weapons. War gear in terms of grenades, we've already gone through. Well, we're about to cover grenades. Actually, we'll cover grenades in a mystery shopping episode coming soon. But the grenades are choke, frag, photon, smoke, and stun. I think we actually covered most of these as grenade launcher grenades in the last episode, if you want to go back and listen to those. Armor, we've covered that. Gang equipment, they can buy ammo caches for 60 creds, which is interesting. And the personal equipment, they've got a lot of the normal shit, so bio boosters, bioscanner, photolumens, which is like a torch, right? Like it's a
flashlight.
Automatically illuminate people within 8 inches, I think it is.
Yeah, so they've got sort of like lights on their armor that can count as photolumens.
Yeah, I just got batteries for this thing. And then respirator, stim slug stash, which is hilarious. And if you do want to, I mean, maybe that'll make you guys slightly more better. Stim slug stash is really good. It'd make you movement 7, so you'll be able to charge in. Your strength +2, +2 toughness, and +2. Oh yeah, +2 to your movement. So you're gonna hit harder, and then also be more durable for if anyone attacks you back. It can also be pretty good if you want to do something narrative, like try and use magnicals on someone. You can just use a stim slug stash and charge in on them, and then at least you're you're more you're gonna take less damage from being smashed back. So we
probably should go through the magnicals rules.
Oh yeah, did we? I don't see them. Did we hit magnicals yet? Where are magnicals?
Well, that's the thing, is that they forgot to put them in all the. That was the errata. So they all come with magnicals, but that was added in the errata.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, So wait, hold on. Stim slug stash, scare grenades. Oh yeah, okay. So that's all the shit. Okay, let's talk about magnicals. And they all come with magnicals, and magnicals allow you to do what? Right. A special thing.
So fighter equipped with magnicals can try to lock them onto an enemy in base contact as an attack basic action. Target has to make an initiative check to avoid the attack. If the test is failed, so good for anyone who's concussed. You can concuss them and then run in and try and arrest them. If the save is failed, they're locked in place and cannot move, cannot make ranged attacks, and can only make melee attacks at -2 to hit. The target can attempt to free themselves by performing a break bonds double action. Roll 2d6. The result is equal or lower than their strength and that they have freed themselves. Otherwise, they remain trapped. Each friendly fighter in base contact with the target adds 2 to their strength for the purposes of this roll. So, your buddies can help you.
You and he were buddies, weren't you?
You were buddies, weren't you? And I would say if the arresting cop has got buddies, then they can make it harder. Yeah, boom,
Yeah.
I just wrote that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Buddies
And
always
that
make you
also-
harder.
That also synergizes in as one of the enforcer skills. Adds a little bit of another option to that.
Well, yeah, that's a good segue. We should go into the skills.
Oh, true. Yeah, I have the Palanite drill skills right here. So 6 skills, just like all the other skills.
Skilling.
I think there's like 2 of these which are really fucking good. One of which is number 1, which is got your 6. Once per round, if this fighter is standing and active, as soon as a visible enemy fighter declares a charge, double action, but before it is carried out, this fighter may interrupt the enemy fighter's activation to perform a shoot basic action, targeting the enemy fighter whose action they have interrupted.
This thing is such a pain in the dick. So many times you'll go to charge an enforcer, and one of their buddies will just wipe you out.
Yeah, if the enemy is pinned or seriously injured as a result, their activation ends immediately and their actions are not made. So, like, this is such a motherfucker. Because there'll be some, like, super heavily armed guy, and then when you do actually have a chance to finally just, like, charge in and destroy him, there's a champion standing behind him with a bolt gun who just lights you up. I found this really hard to deal with my Goliaths because I just wanted to charge in and just wanted to like Hulk smash these dudes, and I just couldn't get near them because they just fucking do this shit.
Yeah,
extremely good.
So like, you can compare this to Overwatch, where Overwatch they get to shoot when you're doing any action, but then they lose their activation. Whereas this, you get to keep your activation. You can only do it once per round, but you still get to do another action after you've shot someone. So pretty good.
Yeah, such a fucking brutal stop it. And I mean, even just a guy with just a shotgun who has this, just being able to like automatically put down that buzzer that, you know, like if you're close enough, like so many times you like will be in like a close fight in a room, and then you'll like the next turn starts, and then you're just like, yeah, I got initiative, and you go to charge someone, but there's that guy just standing just near him. Or, you know, with a and then they auto hit with the, you know, the fucking shredder template. Ugh. It's just the worst. Like they don't even have to gamble on hitting you with a bolt gun with it. Like you just put down that template, and then suddenly you've taken D6 strength 2 hits, and then you're gonna get pinned. You're basically never gonna do it unless you've got some extremely good armor saves and. Unless you've got some good armor save and also, you know, a way of ignoring the pinning. Yeah. Alright, number 2 is Helmwar's Justice. When this fighter performs a coup de grace, they may roll twice on a lasting injury table and choose which to apply. They do the classic 2 in the chest, 1 in the head or whatever.
Because it says choose. It doesn't say pick the best one. It says choose. So you can say to your opponent, you know, you want to do this the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
And the easy way is you pay me some creds.
Yeah.
And I just knock you out.
Oh, I rolled a 13, and I also rolled a 66. I mean, or even if you just roll a 61, you just say, well, you're gonna have to pay 2d6 times 10 creds. Do you want to take that gamble, or pay me 40
paper bag,
40 creds right now, and I won't put this final round in his head. I'll just put it in his gut or something, you know?
Yep.
Narratively, there's a narrative excuse for this, obviously, this kind of behavior. Just like shoot him.
I think if you're playing it narratively, it's probably a lot more palatable than just always carrying the harsh upon, because it's pretty crippling.
Yeah, you want to extort money out of people, basically.
Yeah.
Sorry, creds out of people, yeah. Not real world money. Don't do that. Okay, non-verbal communication, which is number 3. If this fighter is standing and active, they can attempt to make the following action. Comms, double action. Pick a friendly fighter within 6 inches. That fighter can immediately make a cool check. If the check is passed, their vision arc is extended to 360 until the end phase of this round.
This is one of the not good ones.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that good? Like, when you activate, you can turn. Why? What is the 360 benefit?
Well, it would stop if you're getting swamped by people. Say if you're in close combat and then a dirty Isha charges you from behind, she's going to get backstabbed, right? Because you can only look one way. But if you've got 360 vision arc, she can't backstab you.
Yeah, but you could just use your action to shoot her instead of do a comms double action.
Yeah.
If you're 6 inches away, yeah, I don't know. It seems extremely situational where this would be actually useful.
Yeah, considering the other things that you can get for a skill, because don't forget this is always going to be a secondary skill, so you're paying.
These are always primary for everyone.
Are they?
Yeah, the Pellinite skills are primary for everyone, which is pretty different compared to everyone else's special skills.
Well, still, it's.
But yeah, there's better ways to.
If this was a simple action, would it be better? So you could do this and fire a weapon?
It would definitely be better.
I don't. I'm struggling to find a situation where, like, even like a super contrived one, like where you would give away your double action just to give one person 360. Like, unless
I think the killer part is the 6 inches. Like, if it was longer than that, it might be more useful. But if you're within 6 inches, anything that they're going to need 360-degree arc for, you can just do yourself.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It's very strange.
Like, you can pivot on the spot, right? Even if you have like a.
I guess you'd use it for if the person you want to have the vision arc has already acted, so they can't do any more turning.
Don't forget, there's a penalty to turning as well.
Only
so it's
in
a way
combat.
to avoid the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know. If you've got an activation, you could just activate the person that needed to do this instead of.
Well, okay. So they have shields in that. So shields are a big thing because like the shields +2 armor to the front. So maybe
that's true.
Is maybe there's the benefit there. It means that like Leedham said, when they're getting swamped, they're getting that +2 armor 360. Yeah. Maybe that's it. That's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But is that how a shield works? I don't think a shield works like if you just give someone a hand signal and somehow you're just like fucking.
Well, it means you're like behind you and they like lift their shield up, Spartan.
No. It means they say. Did you see that? Oh, you didn't see it. There's non-verbal communication. You see?
No.
So what happens if you're standing behind them? Like they can't. They have no. Like, maybe there's some other. Maybe there's some other form of communication other than visual, and maybe you can make static beeps or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I think the idea is that they're looking at you. You do a hand signal to suggest that there's something behind them. So it's like that they're looking behind them because you're looking for them.
They look at you. You give the signal for you're about to be attacked from every direction at once. Turn into a turtle, and then they just lie down under their shield, maybe, and then everyone stomps at them and shit.
I don't know. Write in if this skill has saved your life.
It's got to be just to give that like +2 in all directions. That's got to be it. Okay, so number 4, restraint protocols. Rather than perform a coup de grace, this fighter may instead perform a restrained simple action. The fighter is adept at shocking their opponents, so it's simple. Even in the heat of battle, each time this fighter performs this action, make a note that they have restrained an enemy fighter. During the wrap-up, add +1 to the dice roll to determine if the enemy fighter has been captured. Oh, so has this been eroded for the... Probably not, because capturing is done in a totally different way now.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's been eroded.
Okay, well, that's cool. We're waiting for an errata on that one. Just don't use that skill, I guess. Number 5, teamwork.
Well, no. Doesn't it? If you roll that thing on lasting injury, that doesn't mean that they definitely captured, right?
Doesn't it?
I think it makes them go into a pool of guys that you can capture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you add +1 to the dice roll to determine if the enemy fighter has been captured for each enemy fighter that has been restrained. No, but that's still not, because this is the dice roll to determine
Yeah, I think
If
that's what it means.
Enemy has been captured for each. No, this is the old capture. This is that.
Yeah, it was written for the old capture, but I think it would still work because you're still doing a
plus
roll.
1 to whatever roll that is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe you can play it. You can play it the Sean way. I don't know.
Well, I can bring up the capturing rules if we want to.
I think that seems. Yeah, check. But this refers to like during the wrap up, add +1 to the dice. Remember, you used to roll a dice to determine if an enemy fighter has been captured for each enemy fighter that's been restrained. So that bit just means that it's not compatible with the other rule. I would say technically in a rules card.
Well, does that?
Yeah,
I don't know. I need to bring up.
You would have to. What I'm saying is you'd have to rewrite the rule or edit that rule to make it compliant. I believe. But let's have as this is the Law and Order Dick Wolf edition. We should have.
I think if you have the option between coup de grace someone or manacling them, and you manacle them, then they count as being captured because you've captured them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The manacling, it isn't clear that it gives any benefit to capturing, which I feel like it should.
Yeah, the benefit is that they're captured because you put manacles on them.
No,
well, yeah, there's no rules.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. It would be so fucking OP if you could just captured like 7 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. So if you roll a 55 or 56 on the lasting injury charter table, the fighter might be captured. And then on page 142, as part of the post-battle sequence, being captured, roll a d6 for each friendly fighter that suffered a captured result on the lasting injury chart and apply the following modifiers. -1 if the battle was a draw. -2 if the fighter's gang lost the battle. -2 if the fighter was taken out of action while subject to the webbed condition. If the result is 4+, then the fighter successfully escapes their bonds. Otherwise, the fighter's been captured. So yeah, it would be +1 to that roll. So it still works with that.
You reckon? Okay.
For each enemy fighter.
Yeah. What about that bit? What does that mean?
Well, it means if you capture 3, then you get +3 to the roll.
Well, I think it just means that
the more people you capture, the easier it is to capture all.
Add 1 to the dice roll to determine if an enemy fighter has been captured. Oh, I see what you're saying. That last bit is just for the old.
See, it's a confusing clause, Sean. If you leave that in, people for generations later will be like, "What the fuck did they mean?"
How do you manage people, and then if you're really super lucky, you might get 1. You know, it's like if every time the police arrest like a group of people and put them in the paddy wagon, and they get there and they go, "Oh no, we didn't roll a 53, and we didn't then roll a." we didn't then roll the capture roll, so there's no one in the van now. They're all gone because.
Yeah, it is weird.
Had to let them all go on technicalities.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon a narrator will explain it. I think it would. You'll just get a +1. I think that's definitely what it would be.
I think
it would be +1.
That's what it would be. Like, just ignore the bit about for each enemy one.
Yeah, that's the easiest solution. And manacles.
How would this interact with manacles then?
I don't know if they're manacled when they go out of action. Because wait, what does the manacles do? It just restrains them, right? It doesn't
just restrain. Well, yeah, but not this sort of restraint. It's a different type of restraint.
Yeah. But
where they can't fight and stuff.
They can't fight. They can't. Can they move? They can still move, though, can't they? If they're manacled.
I don't think so. Let me bring up the manacles.
They can't just run away with handcuffs on.
Because if you get through all of this and then you beat someone in hand-to-hand combat and then you manacle them, and then their buddies try to save them by like running over and freeing them, and they fuck that up.
Yeah, but it depends what sort of manacles.
I think. Well, the thing is with manacles, you don't have to beat them in hand-to-hand combat. They just need to fail an initiative check. So because you're doing it instead of your fight action. So they're locked down. You can't then like automatically coup de grace them. So you wouldn't be able to just. So even if they're got manacles on, you then can't coup de grace them to do this restraining move on them.
So what are they though? Do they count? Sorry, what were the manacle rules again? Sorry, I can't actually find them.
So if you do it instead of a fight action, and then they have to do an initiative check, and if they fail, they are locked in place and cannot move, cannot make ranged attacks, and can only make melee attacks at -2 to hit.
Oh.
And then they can attempt to free themselves. But yeah, so I don't think that gels very well with this, because then you can't coup de grace them to do this, to do the restraint.
Yeah.
On top of that,
it's more of a hindrance. It's like you clamp them on their arms, and then you know, like those things in Guardians of the Galaxy where he throws it onto the guy and then it like goes super gravity and like pulls them to the ground.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Sounds more like that.
I would probably just say, like, house rule this, that if you have someone locked down with magnicals, you can then also perform a restrain simple action on them instead of so you wouldn't need to be coup de grace-ing them, because that would make sense to me. If they've got magnicals on them, and then you do another action to restrain them, which is just like punch them.
Yeah, I remember this restrain only adds a bonus if you roll a capture. Like you're also just while you're restraining them, you probably just accidentally kick them to death, or put them in the hospital. Like you're still doing a coup de grace, right?
Well, think about using this on
Goliath
and giving them a -2 to hit is pretty good. You know, slapping manacles on them, and then they've got to try and keep hitting you, but they're at -2 from that point on. That seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess it does make them easier to then follow up a fight. But so you'd have to, so you charge them, then do your magnical thing, but then you have to wait a whole till your next activation to then do the fight to put them out, and then coup de grace them to restrain them. There's a lot of moving parts. That's where you want your
Yeah, I don't know. This rule's blowing my mind now that I'm rereading it again. Like, it's instead of a coup de grace. Like, what the fuck does this actually mean? Instead of, so you're not actually doing a coup de grace. Instead, you're doing a restrain. Fighter is adept at shackling their opponents, even in the heat of battle. Each time the fighter performs this action, make a note that they have restrained an enemy fighter. During the wrap-up, add +1 to the dice roll to determine if the enemy fighter has been captured for each enemy fighter that has been restrained. What does fucking restrained mean? Like, it doesn't explain what that actually means, because it doesn't actually say that they're coup de grace. It doesn't say they're coup de grace anywhere.
No.
So what does that actually... Is there an errata on what restraint protocols means?
I don't believe so.
Oh, because I'm just rereading... Like, it's instead of a coup de grace. So you're not actually taking them out of action, you're just doing a restrain? So what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just... Yeah.
It doesn't actually say that they go out of action or they're removed from the table or anything. Like, it just says that you make a note. Like, okay, cool, noted. What the fuck actually happens? Oh, I don't know. Maybe just don't use this one. This is blowing my mind. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use Got Your 6 like everybody else. I guess Got Your 6 is so good that no one ever fucking even investigates this one, I guess. Alright, let's move on from that one anyway, unless there's an errata for it.
Yeah, I feel there needs to be some house ruling, and
because I just had an aneurysm when I read that again, and I was like, wait, what actually does it do? Alright. Number 5, teamwork. Paladin skills, teamwork. When a fighter with this skill is activated, they may make a group activation. Fuck, it's not a coup de grace. Make a group activation as if they were a champion, as described on page 57 of the Necromunda rulebook. If this fighter is a champion, they may activate 2 additional ready fighters within 3 inches of them at the start of their action, rather than the usual 1. If this fighter is a leader, they may activate or additional ready fighters within 3 inches of them at the start of the activation, rather than the usual 2. So that's pretty good. Putting that on a leader, activating within 3 inches. Powerful.
Yeah.
And a fighter being able to do 2 additional ready fighters within 3 inches of them.
A champion, yeah.
The champion, also
so
pretty good.
Firepower is just even more impressive.
Yeah, can they leader? Yeah, because I imagine that's like 3 dudes just like ripping boulders. All at once. As an opening barrage, you know, to a heavy weapons guy or something like that. But what is...
Or
can you take leadership as well?
About the concussion carbine, knocking people down and concussing them, and then another guy runs in and manacles them or something like that.
Yeah, that combo with the concussion's really good.
Now, can the captain take leadership? Leadership secondary. Because you could also take that skill, which would give you from the leadership, which would also give you an additional +1 in your group activation as well, within 3 inches. Should be pretty good. So it's probably it's better. It's more of a buff to the champion because it gives the champion +1 and it increases from 2 inch to 3 inch, whereas the leader's just still only going to be 2, but goes to 3 inch.
Yeah, is a champion not normally 3 inches? I thought it was.
For a group activation, isn't it 2 inch?
Yeah, I thought it was always 3 inches, but just the champion can just do +1, and the leader does +2. I thought it was.
No. Oh no, yeah, sorry, no, you're right. Yeah, I had it the wrong way around. Yeah, an additional 3 additional ready fighters within 3 inches of them at the start of activation, rather than the usual 2. Yeah, right. And then if you save up 12 points, you can have up to 4 additional people. So it's a nice little one. It's good to have that, even though it's the same as that leadership skill, or similar to that leadership skill.
Or a cult icon.
It's nice to have that in their actual drill skills, which they all have access to, right? And then the last one's threat response. So if an enemy fighter ends a movement within 6 inches of this fighter after performing a charge double action, and if this fighter is standing and active and has a ready marker on them, this fighter may immediately activate and perform a charge double action, moving towards the charging enemy fighter. If at the end of this movement, this fighter has engaged the enemy fighter, they may immediately perform a fight basic action as normal for a fighter performing a charge double action. This activation interrupts the enemy fighter's action being performed after movement but before attacks. This fighter then loses the ready marker. So this is very similar to got your 6. Instead of just lighting that person up, you can just charge them.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, a good one for just having a guy with a shield there, just luring people out, taking shots, and then when somebody charges in, then you just counter charge.
Yeah, and this one you lose your ready marker, unlike the got you 6.
Oh, okay. So then, that's brutal. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, worth thinking about that. Do you want to? I mean, a combination of those 2 skills in a gang is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think this one's really good, particularly because your guys aren't great in combat. So if you've got one of your guys gets charged, then you can just have your friend counter charge in to help you out in the same combat. Yeah, and that's going to make a massive difference. And
you can make sure that your guy, so you can make sure of your spacing so that if somebody charges you're within, if you're within 6 inches, I guess with a movement of 5, you're going to get in the charge anyway. But you can ensure that your spacing is just enough to make sure that you can get all the right way around the guy in front of you. And because you're activating too at that point, now that you've got an easy charge, that's the perfect time to activate your stim slug surge, and then just power up or any kind of drug or effect that you turn on when you activate, you can then play. So I mean, even if it's a card, like a stim surge or whatever the hell, as long as you play it when you activate, then you can activate that card as well, which is crazy. Very good. So very, very, very good skills.
Yeah, I think that one and got you 6 are the 2 standout, really, really good skills. Because just being able to, any sort of thing that interrupts the normal flow of someone taking their actions is really powerful. You just totally mess up their plans.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's fine. It's and the armor is really good. The reliable weapons, and then these skills on top of it. Although we started off just talking about how shit the basic guys are, stacking these things, and then as we were talking about the evolving weapon sets as well, very good. All right, let's quickly cover exotic beasts and the Law Tomata. So, exotic beasts, you can take up to 2 hard case cybermastiffs as exotic beasts. They're 130 creds each. I think they're pretty expensive, but yeah. So yeah, 130 creds each, 0 to 2. These are a pretty good dog. They're a movement 5, weapon skill 3+, strength 3, toughness 4, wounds 1, 4+ niche, 2 attacks. And then they got pretty useless like others, like the leadership 8, cool 6. 6 isn't too bad for the cool.
Good. Yeah.
Will 7+, and intelligence 8+. And then they've got some good special rules. So tenacious cybermastiffs are renowned for their tenacity. That's why they're so tenacious, I guess. If the hard case cybermastiff is taken out of action, do not remove it from the battlefield if it is not yet activated this round. Once a hard case cybermastiff has completed its activation, remove it from the battlefield. So you can put it.
That's pretty awesome.
Cut its leg off or something with a power sword, and it just keeps coming. Hard case cybermastiffs are completely cybernetic and thus very hard to kill. A hard case cybermastiff counts as being equipped with light carapace armor and a respirator. So that's kind of cool. What are they? It's cybernetic. Is that like? Is it just like a dog's brain in a robot? Is it a cyborg dog? Is
yeah,
that
it's
what
like
it is?
Robo-Dog. It's like a canine.
Like a canine wafer, like brain wafer thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the previous page, there's a picture of one. It's like a robot dog.
Oh, I'm just wondering how much of the dog is
like
in it. Is it got a whole dog's brain, or is it just like, you know, like Cybernetica? They just get a piece of scorpion brain or whatever and jam it in a fucking.
Well, I think legally it would have to have a brain.
Specially grown scorpion wafer.
I think it's good. I think it's got a dog brain. Some sort of mastiff brain.
Okay, so hard case cybermastiffs are complete. Oh yeah, no, we covered that. Faithful protector. Whilst a hard case cybermastiff is standing and either active or engaged within 3 inches of its owner, enemy fighters may not make a coup de grace simple action against the owner. So that's very good. That's just like the stupid. That's a stupid glitchy dog does that as well, doesn't it? Oh no, maybe the glitchy dog doesn't do that. But definitely the all locked up dog. One. Yeah, another good boy. So that's very cool.
In addition, if the owner is standing and engaged when activated, and this doggy is within 6 inches of them, then the cybermastiff may immediately be moved into base contact with one or more fighters engaging the owner. And that's a free action.
So that's cool.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's because
there's a lot of benefits from getting assistance and stuff.
Okay, and then it's got it's got combat as primary and secondary as ferocity. Combat as primary is pretty funny. Because there's a couple of good combat skills you can get, like Rain of Blows, which would be pretty good because it does have 2 attacks, so that doubled is very good. And then a hard case cybermastiff may not purchase weapons or war gear. A hard case cybermastiff is armed with a shock bite, and a shock. Oh, who can tell me? Who knows what a shock bite is?
Let's go weapon reference chart. All right, we've got a shock bite is strength as user, AP -1, damage 1, melee, rending, shock.
Whoa, rending and shock. Okay.
Yeah, zappy bite.
So that's pretty good. You're hitting on 3s. Strength 3. Is it neg 1, did you say?
Neg 1 AP, yep.
Oh, yeah, neg 1 AP. That's amazing. And then, yeah, rending. So roll a 6 to wound is 2 damage. And then shock, like a 6 to... so the shock kind of like rules out the rending, but so you either get one or the other. But it's pretty good. Like if you roll a 6 to hit, you're auto-wounding at neg 1, or if you roll a 6 to wound, then you're doing 2 damage at neg 1, which is it's really good. And then if you manage to get one of the like a combat skill, even better.
Yeah. So you think the rending, you wouldn't be able to do the rending roll if you shot?
No, because if you roll 6 to hit, you auto wound, so you don't roll to wound.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Unless
I
you're.
guess so.
Would you? Do you roll? No, you wouldn't, because you
roll
auto
anyway to see if you get the 6. But I suppose if you're not doing the wounds, then maybe not.
I just assumed it would rule it out. I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, but if a dog bites you and it's got electrified teeth, and you're there going, then it can rend you even easier, can't it? Because you're there kind of wobbling.
Well, it's not gonna not rend you.
Yeah, so it's auto rending with the shock.
No, it's not auto.
It's not auto rending.
Yeah, it's not auto rending.
I'm not suggesting that.
Classic Leedham trying to get 2 buffs for free. All right. Well, whatever. I guess you need to determine in your ask your campaign tyrant.
Yeah.
And then the brute is the Automata, aka the Enforcer Sanctioner Pattern Automata. It's 02, 205 credits, so double the price of a armored dog. And this is a big boy. So movement 5, weapon skill 4+, BS 4+, strength 4, tough 5, wounds 3, initiative 5+, 2 attacks. And then this is way dumber than dog. So leadership 8, cool 7, will 6+, so slightly better will than the dog, but it's int 9+. The dog is smarter than this robot guy, which is pretty funny. And then so yeah, it's basically a brute, Ogren-sized model. It's armed with a pacifier assault claw, a heavy shock baton, and a grenade launcher array with photon flash grenades. All Enforcer Sanctioner Pattern Automata are equipped with light carapace armor, so 4+ armor save. The grenade launcher array with photon flash grenades. Does somebody have the rules for that? Because that is really good. That's built in.
Yep. Alright, where are we?
The other ones can be swapped, so we can cover all the weapons at the end, but we should cover the flash grenades first.
What type of weapon would it be? I can't see it.
Grenade launcher? Grenade launcher array? I don't know. Oh, where would that be? Are you looking in the right book? You have to look in
looking
Vaults of Temenanos. The Vaults of Temenanos.
So is it just a normal photon flash grenade? Because a normal photon flash is a 5-inch blast flash.
Yeah, so it's going to be some form of flash grenade, which, like Leedham said, it's like the big blast. Does flash, which is take an initiative check or lose your activation token. So it's got that just built in, which is fucking amazing. Now you can also take different grenade types for the grenade launcher array, which is choke, scare, smoke, and stun. We covered those last week. You can upgrade its light carapace armor to heavy carapace. It'll be 3+ to the front. That's only 20 creds, which would take you to 225, which is not unreasonable for a starting price. However, if you want to upgrade it further, there are some expensive upgrades. You can swap the pacifier assault claw and or shock baton with a concussion cannon for 80 creds, a sanctioner pattern man catcher for 100 creds, or an SLHG pattern assault ram sledgehammer for 40 creds. So we've already covered those, but we need to cover the pacifier assault claw and the heavy shock baton.
So the pacifier assault claw is strength as user, AP -1, damage 2, melee pulverize. So nothing too spectacular, but pretty good.
Pulverize is useful. And I mean, that's what it starts with. That's just the basic loadout. What about heavy shock baton?
The heavy shock baton is strength +1, damage 2, concussion, melee, parry, shock.
So strength 5.
So that's pretty good.
Wait, hold on. Go through those again slowly. Strength 5.
Strength +1.
Yep.
Damage 2.
Damage 2.
Concussion, melee, parry, shock.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. You've only got 2 attacks, so I mean, those at being strength 5 and being damage 2 means you can just beat the shit out of any kind of just basic guy easily.
Yeah, it is no AP So,
yeah, but what did the assault claw have an AP?
Only -1. So
which one would you get rid of if you wanted to take one concussion ram or a man catcher or whatever? What would you swap?
Take the heavy shock baton.
Yeah, you take the baton
over the claw. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So get rid of the claw, go to the baton, and then swap the claw out for what do we got here? Concussion cannon for 80 cred. So concussion cannon, I'm gonna imagine is a large blast concussion carbine, right?
Wasn't concussion cannon one of the things that they could take before?
No, that was that's the concussion ram.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a long range is 18 inches, strength 4, AP -1, damage 2, ammo 4+, blast 3 inches, concussion, knockback, seismic. Which is what I thought the other one was as well, which is why I was confused.
Yeah, that's weird. Because remember, there's the 30-inch range heavy concussion ram.
Oh, was that 30-inch?
Yeah, so there's the concussion carbine, which is the 18-inch small blast.
Oh, yeah.
The heavy
so
concussion
this is in
ram.
between.
Oh, it's in between. Oh, okay.
It's in between the concussion carbine and the heavy concussion ram. The concussion cannon.
I would have thought a cannon...
Oh, no, hang on. It's the same... it's the same range as the concussion carbine. It's just an extra strength. It's strength 4 instead of strength 3. And damage 2 instead of damage 1.
And the heavy concussion ram is how much damage? Just 1?
Just 1. So...
What the fuck? It uses concussion in like a totally different way.
Yeah.
Instead of range, it does more damage and more concussion.
Yeah, more powerful concussion carbine rather than fashioned into a ram of some kind.
Yeah. It's more the other one's more focused, but a longer beam, you see. More concussive and longer beam. Alright, okay. And then, what about the Sanctioner pattern man catcher? This sounds like the best thing.
So it's got both a melee and a ranged profile. The melee profile is strength as user, AP -1, damage 1, entangle melee. And then the ranged one is template, strength 5, ammo 5+, silent template web.
Oh, okay. There it is.
So melee is not that great, but the strength 5 web is good.
That's what it's there for. Well, you don't need it for melee. You got your baton, and I guess it just gives you one extra attack, right? And with entangle, so you've got a chance of entangling people just on 6. Like they can't use their. Oh no, what is entangle? Entangle's -2 to hit, -2 for return attacks. So you might just get a lucky 6 on that dice and then entangle someone. But who cares? You got your baton for just beating people down, beating the fucking crap out of people. So I think that's like a fucking sick build. Like being able to flash flare people, being able to just like fucking web people, and then if somebody does get in close, you can just smash them the fuck off you. I mean, that man catcher is 100 cred, so we're talking about a 305 cred automata now. But you can always swap those weapons out mid-campaign. That's just something you can save up for. So they have some special rules, which is the automated repair system. During the recovery and restart step of the end phase, do not roll if this fighter recovers. Do not roll if this fighter recovers from being seriously injured. It automatically recovers as if a flesh wound had been rolled on the injury dice. Sorry, I'm just somehow I can't read anymore. So basically,
so you don't roll in for it to recover; it just automatically recovers.
It automatically just takes the flesh wound and gets back up. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Mobile.
So with the new rules, you'd be able to, if you had someone assisting, you wouldn't even take the flesh wound; it would just get back up.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. So you just have a dude behind them. And then the mobile bulwark rule: if a friendly fighter is in partial cover due to being obscured by a sanctioner automata, they are instead counted as being in full cover. So there you go, boom! Like it even gives cover to the dude who just stands behind it and helps it up.
There you go. Just get your rookie doing that.
Yeah, powerful.
Yeah, pretty handy.
And then the skills, the Enforcer Sanctioner Pattern Automata has the Got Your 6 skill. Oh, boom. There we go. Awesome. Amazing. And an Enforcer Pattern Automata has access to the following skill sets. So Agility and Combat are secondary, and then Ferocity is primary. So that's pretty great. It would be nice if it had, some way of not being pinned, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, gotta get that. At least you have Ferocity.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you do have Ferocity, so that's good. Yeah. So you can take Nerves of Steel, yeah. So, yeah, very interesting. I think, like, you can definitely make a really good one for 300. Now that you can actually start with Brutes, just taking giving this the heavy carapace and taking it for 225 in your starting gang, I think is pretty good. Just use it to move forward and take hits, and no one's going to want to get fucking near it once you tell them what web is and explain that to them. And then once you tell them, and then once you also explain like flash, people will just stay the fuck away from it as well. So it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
You probably want to have like a champ. It'd be good if the Sanctioner Pattern Automata itself could take hardcase canines as pets. So then you could have a dog to watch it, and you can have a little dog to just like help it get back up and stuff.
Well, no, pets can't assist, remember?
Oh, damn, yeah, you're right.
Exotic beast rules.
Oh, what a shame. Oh well. At least the dog would be able to stop it from being coup de grace, at least.
Plus the dog's 130 credits and your other dudes are way cheaper.
Just check a dog, and like a dog's worth it just to protect the investment, just to stop it being coup de grace.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
For insurance reasons, it probably should have a dog attached. All right. Okay. The last thing I want to quickly cover is the Badzones Enforcer thing. This is just as like an upgrade. This came out in White Dwarf. I think a lot of people seem to enjoy this. I've definitely like list hammered a bunch. It basically just like slightly changes the gang setup. So now we have a Badzones Enforcer captain as the leader. He has his own separate. This is a White Dwarf article. He has this is set up more like a modern list. And he has like a much expanded equipment list. His basic weapons include the an auto gun, so you can take an auto gun, enforcer bolt gun, enforcer shotgun, or a subjugation pattern grenade launcher. The pistols, he can also take a plasma pistol in addition to the auto pistol and stub gun with dum-dum rounds. Special weapons, he gets access to a web gun, in addition to the sniper rifle and concussion carbine. Under heavy weapons, heavy concussion ram, heavy stubber is in there, as well as the SLHG pattern assault ram. Close combat, much more expanded list. If you remember, the normal captain can only take a shot baton and a shock stave. This guy can take a power maul straight up, a power knife, or a vigilance pattern assault shield, even though he's not specifically a subjugator. Grenades, pretty much the same. Armor, this also includes mesh on his list. And I think he just comes with an armored undersuit, magnicals. Yeah, he just comes with an armored undersuit and magnicals for 125. Field armor, he has access to a conversion field and refractor field straight up. Personal equipment, basically the same, all the same things that are available to a normal one. And then weapon accessories, an infra sight and a telescopic sight, and then obviously the status items, hacked cybermastiff as an optional fucking super dangerous pet that 1 in 6 times when you activate just turns on you and goes insane. So do not take that. It's a trap. Do not take hacked dogs. They'll turn on you. So this list is meant to represent sort of like a more veteran fucking dude equipped to go out into the bad zones or down into the bad zones or wherever there is a bad zone. These guys, it refers to them as grizzled vets. So a much better list, like being able to take a plasma pistol and a power maul plus an assault shield is like fucking sick loadout. A web gun just straight up on his list as well is pretty fucking amazing too. The other thing is, what I like about this list is it's much more versatile to allow you to sort of represent any kind of like sort of like a crazy guy, like maybe even a inquisitorial dude, whatever they're called, confessors, whatever the basic training guys are called. They're called confessors? No, not a confessor. Oh.
Like an acolyte.
Yeah, an acolyte or something like that. Like what the trainee guys, because the stat line isn't terrible. I mean, it's weapon skill 3+ at least. And you can take field armor, like, and stuff like that. Much better sort of loadout with power knife and stuff like that. You can take, with trading, obviously you can add anything, but his loadout's really cool. So he could be, it doesn't have to necessarily, you could be like some sort of like official guy leading a kill team, which is kind of attractive. I think this list's much easier to make, like if you're wanting to make an inquisitorial warband or a ecclesiastical kill team or whatever. I think this is pretty good. And you've also,
so by putting they've got all the Pallid Knight and the subjugated weapons all in one list, so you can mix and match them. So you could take the shield and the bolt gun, which you can't otherwise do.
Oh, true. Yeah. Much cooler loadouts. And then they've got the Pallid Knight drill skills too, which are nice and sort of most of those are militaristic. Okay, so there's a sergeant who's a champ, pretty much the same. He has group activation 1. His loadout is pretty much the same as the captain's. All the things
it looks the same. Yep.
So there's much better bolt guns, things like that. You could also use this to represent like a more veteran, just a straight up more veteran sort of enforcer gang, I think, as well. The basic patrolmen, they have a special rule called broken supply line. So the following weapons gain a scarce trait while they are used by Badzones Enforcers, patrolmen or Badzones Enforcer specialists, which is the enforcer bolt gun, the shotgun, and a concussion carbine. So gaining scarce isn't great, but these guys have an expanded list as well. So your basic enforcer patrolman, same stats as before. Now they come with an armored undersuit and magnicals, and you can buy them, and then you have to buy them. So you can buy the mesh armor or flak. They don't have access to the good old layered armor and all that other shit. They have, however, their basic weapons, they have access to an auto gun. Pistols, the same. Special weapons. Oh, they have access to a flamer, which is pretty cool, just the basic guys. Did it say something about specialists? When this gang's founded, a single Badzones Enforcer can be a specialist. Okay, so the specialist can take a flamer, which is cool. Or heavy weapons are heavy stubber, so that's pretty good as well. Otherwise, yeah, the same close combat weapons, just the shock baton and the shock stave.
Yeah, so I guess it's worth pointing out that in the normal enforcers list, just normal gangers can take all the special and heavy weapons, but these guys have to be a specialist before they can do that.
Yeah.
Like the normal patrolman can only take the basic pistols and close combat weapons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so they have a expanded, sort of more variety, but they are definitely like limited in how many weapons. So, I know one of the sort of things that people complain about with enforcers is that they're so expensive model to model. However, this list sort of mitigate that if you are finding that an auto gun, an enforcer with a bolt gun is 50 creds plus 55, so 105. You've got the much cheaper option of the auto gun. at 15 creds, so you can take more just sort of like basic bodies. And then the thing that these guys have in addition is the Badzones Enforcers Enlisted Hive Scum. So these guys are only 30 creds. And come with nothing, but they do have access to the full scum list. So they've got the autogun, reclaimed autogun, lasgun, sawn-off shotgun, throwing knives, auto pistol, reclaimed auto pistol, las pistol. So yeah, all of the stuff that like normal scum have. So that adds sort of like more firepower and stuff like that. So more autoguns, lasguns. Just a scum with a lasgun doing an aim within 18 is 2+ to hit. So having a bunch of those guys to put down more reliable fire than your sort of, expensive bolt gun guy. You can have probably like, 45? So you can have almost like, you can have like 2 guys with lasguns for the price of 1 enforcer with a bolt gun. So it just gives you more bodies, basically.
I've got reasonable stats too, though.
Oh, yeah. No one's complaining about scum.
Yeah, well, these scum have got extra rules in that they can get promoted to become a patrolman, which is just the ganger guy.
That's very funny.
But also they have an expendable conscripts rule, which means that they can't benefit from group activations or gang hierarchy special rules. So when you're taking bottle checks and the gang hierarchy lets you do the check for the leader or the champion, and everyone benefits. These guys don't get that either, and they can't gain the gang fighter rule. So it means they don't count against they won't count when you're doing your gang fighters to non-gang fighters.
Okay.
While they're building up the list.
Yeah. But you're gonna have probably like a little hardened core of enforcers.
Yeah.
And then
it just means you can't fill out most of the gang with these guys. And then also, if they get seriously injured or taken out of action, friendly fighters don't care. They don't have to take a nerve test.
Yeah, I think this is for people who want to play a more like a focused kill team, but still have like the versatility of all those extra activations. So you get like more activations, and then you can still have your like hardened core of expensive kill dudes. Yeah. But then you've also got a bunch of like lasguns to pin people down and things like that from the scum. So yeah, and then like flavor-wise, like amazing for just having like, just a whole bunch of scum with like auto pistols and reclaimed shotguns, sawn-off shotguns and reclaimed auto pistols and shit. Just like a mob of deputized locals that are just coming with some enforcers to like, punish someone, or like a classic Western style, like when the sheriff and his deputies like deputize a bunch of extra dudes and just go like, let's ride out.
Yeah, like a Mandalorian episode.
Yeah, like like that classic Mando episode. So yeah, I think that list is really cool. I don't know which one. I think I want to play the Badzones Enforcers first, and I mean, it wasn't until the Badzones Enforcers list came out that I actually bought some Enforcers shit. So maybe that's probably telling. But I think both lists are really good, and it'd be really cool to have like both in a campaign. So you've got like, the sort of grizzled fucking maniac cops with the like leading like with all these extra mercs and shit or whatever, and then the sort of more by the book like good cops from the local precinct, and then the Badzones Enforcers are like the guys from out of town that just like come in and stir up trouble, and then you can have some classic like knocking heads where you turn on each other and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. There's like tons of narrative there, and I mean, I think this Badzones Enforcer list is definitely more customizable to make whatever sort of make crazy ideas. But even the basic list, just a dude, you don't have to. I think you can always just take lots of pistol guys to represent different, and also using rare trading. You can get away with a lot of different loadouts.
I think the interesting thing too about them is because they're not Arbites, they're enforcers. Like you could sort of explore some interesting ideas, like say dirty cops or underground underground police, or as you're saying, like cat's paws of an inquisitor. Like some agents sort of doing investigations. You can do all sorts of interesting things with them with a bit of imagination.
Yeah. Well, there you go. The Badzones Enforcers list is perfect if you do want to have, like, imagine just a single Arbite just going like, okay, I'll take a team of enforcers. It's just seconded to me, and because I've got he's like the dude coming in from the next tier of law up. Like, here you've got a mutant problem. I'm a expert in mutant hunting, and I've got some there's specific mutants we're gonna hunt down. I'll take a team of enforcers and some other other experts or whatever, loaded up scum, and go and do a cleanse or whatever, a hive purge. It's kind of there's tons of ideas there. It's crazy. It's really good. So yeah, 2 separate gangs for like providing law and order in the Underhive, which is pretty good. If you add the guilds to those, and then guild aligned, or just guild aligned outcasts representing guilders, like that's pretty good. That's a really thematic that's like three lists plus whatever law abiding gang lists, gang houses. That's like there's some super compelling sort of list differentiation there for a campaign. Well, any last thoughts on Enforcers or Badzones Enforcers, Sean?
I think, there's some, like, every time we go through one of these lists, I'm like, oh, maybe I could buy some more stuff. But I was actually just thinking, because the very first gang I used when I first was playing Necromunda with these new rules was I had the old Colonel Schaefer's Last Chances models that I had for like 20 years. I didn't paint it up, so I painted them up. But they could actually work well as Badzones Enforcers. I think, the main problem is they've mostly got las guns, but I'd have to do all the scum for everyone that's got a las gun. But
yeah, well, you could have like one. Who would you run Colonel Schaefer as the leader?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then but then you could have
pistol.
Like, is Beast the guy who just has a melter gun and the thing around his?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a sergeant. Oh no, wait! You can't take a melter gun on the list, can you?
Yeah,
no
I'll
melter
buy
gun.
that with red trading, but you can. There is
Yeah, true.
the guy with the sniper rifle.
Oh, true. Yeah, Fingers.
And then
wait, is that Fingers? No,
No,
Fingers is a
a
las
different
gun. Fingers is a las gun and a hat.
Scope, I think his name is, the guy with the sniper
Scope.
rifle.
Warrior
And
Woman.
then,
That's another las gun one.
Yep. There's a guy called
Russian guy. Another las gun guy.
There's a guy called Shiv, who is like dressed like a Native American.
Oh, Power Knife. Power Knife's on the list.
Power Knife,
Yeah.
So that'd be good. He'd be another champion. So yeah, there's some good options there.
And then you just need to rare trade for like a missile launcher for the chick with the missile launcher, whatever her name is.
There's a guy with a heavy
Missile
bolter as
chick.
well.
Oh yeah. Tiny or
Ox.
Oh yeah, Ox. Yeah. Damn. Do you remember every single name? I don't remember the Russian guy. I remember Warrior Woman. I don't remember the Russian guy there.
Yeah, what was the Russian guy's name? Oh, he was Demolition Man because he's got a demo charge.
Did you ever read those books, like the Colonel Schaefer books?
No.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
really?
I think I did actually. Yeah, I might have. Oh, I don't remember it. It was a very long time ago.
The problem is that like it's written from the perspective of a dude who isn't. There's no model for him.
Oh yeah, no, I have read it
guy
actually. I do remember reading it because
the expert
there's a bunch
fighter?
of characters that weren't. Yeah, there's a bunch of characters that weren't the models.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about these guys. I want to read about the models.
Yeah, basically the only guy is Colonel Schaefer, and he just like comes in rooms and chats and then fucks off. and then it's just like Knife Dude just. There's a book where Knife Guy, his thing is that he's really good at stabbing shit with knives, and he just like stabs the shit out of like a whole tower army. Basically, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, actually, like so because they're all metal models and they had their names like written on the slaughter bit that goes in the slaughter base, and everyone had their names, which is the published names, but the Knife Guy, his published name is Shiv, but written on the slaughter base is Knife Man.
Yeah, that's right, Knife Man. I'm looking at a picture of them now. There's the driver guy with the bandaged arm.
Oh yeah,
whoever he was. Tank.
Monkey.
Oh, Grease. And what about the guy with the huge brain in the backpack? Because Fingers is kneeling down with the backpack. Oh, Brains. Okay. And then
Brains has got a compact.
Yeah, and then Hero guy too. Yeah. With the las pistol and a las gun, like the boringest loadout ever. And like whatever that is, katana thing. Do you think those models were just like test, like, you know, oh, you're coming for a job at Games Workshop, sit down and sculpt an Imperial Guard model, and then they just took them all and put them in a box and went, yeah, Colonel Schaefer's last chances.
Yeah, maybe.
There's such a mismatch of shit. Yeah, I had those as well. Ugh. I don't know what I think. I gave most of them away.
I cut up some of the metal bits, so some of them are not the original ones anymore, sadly.
Oh yeah, tell me which ones, because I've definitely got a set of those. It'll be in my box full of metal.
Well, so definitely with Hero, because back then there was no benefit whatsoever to having both a las gun and a las pistol. So I was like, I'll chop off this las pistol and put a sword on.
He's already got a sword though. He's wearing a sword.
Well, yeah, I just had it.
No, you wanted him brandishing it, yeah.
I wanted his brandishing a sword. Yeah, so, but now there is a benefit, because if you run it in Necromunda, you can shoot your las pistol in combat. So I'm like,
I fucked up. I'm pretty sure I've got him. I know I did fuck with some of them, because like, when did these come out? They must have been like, was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
Must have been pretty. Must have been 99 or something. Oh yeah, Rocket Girl. Huh.
Yeah, I think I hacked her up too, sadly. So.
Oh, who's Animal's the Meltagun guy. I thought he was Shiv. No, sorry, I thought he was Beast Man or something. Yeah, I'll look through my box of medals, because I've definitely got like Oh, we're still recording. Fuck. Yeah. I've definitely got I definitely bought a set of those, and you know that how you just end up with those models just like all broken up and strewn everywhere. I definitely clipped up some of them. Scope I used in my Blood Pact army in a sniper team, because I've got a sniper team of 3 dudes, and because you could only get 2 snipers at once, and so you needed 3. So I just went, well, that Scope's joining that army. He's gone forever. Shiv, I know I cut his hand off with that knife. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Colonel Schaefer's, no idea. I know I've seen that ox body in one of my bits boxes. I've seen just random like models. Rocket Girl, no idea what that is. Fingers, I think I know where Fingers is. I always know where Fingers is. Okay, so Enforcers. Any last thoughts? That was Sean's last thoughts. What about your last thoughts, Leedham? Now you get.
Well,
you get
I think it doesn't take more than a couple of movies on a rotation to get you back into it. Like I don't know, Raid, Judge Dredd.
Dredd, yeah. Like fuck yeah! Just go and watch Dredd, and then try and not do an Enforcer.
Yeah, bit of Mad Max. Anyone, you know, for like brutal highway cop versus scum fighting. And you'll be completely energized to make the last of the V8 interceptors, and then do some burnouts and lay down some like heavy justice on some perps.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, for Ash Waste and things like that, they have announced that there is Ash Waste. There is a vehicle specifically for the squats, and a vehicle coming specifically for Enforcers. And Andy Hoare has told me personally that they're both amazing. So, boom! I can't wait to see what they've done with an Enforcer specific vehicle, because it's going to be for the Ash Waste, right? So it's probably going to be like... These are the Bad Zone Enforcers are the guys... I mean, you could run either gang, obviously, in the Ash Waste, but Bad Zone Enforcers with like a cool Enforcer vehicle, just going on like patrol, killing people, killing mutants or whatever, out in the dust. Ooh. Whole bunch of like special, like, you know, Enforcer dudes just swap their heads for like, you know, the respirator helms and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Have them going out, have them all like covered in dust and crap.
Sax nitrous.
Whatever kind of vehicle they have sounds fucking like would be great. I wonder if it's going to be a wheeled vehicle or a tracked vehicle. Who knows? I'm hoping wheels, right?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Like
even some like rhinos or something.
Like a 6-wheel like. Well, you can. Yeah, I guess you. Yeah, if you want to just run a rhino, you can easily make a rhino using the weapon, the custom rules. Yeah.
Chimera or something like that.
Yeah.
Chimera.
Yep, Chimera. Easy to make a Chimera.
For the waste.
Because think about like an iron crawler is so fucking big. Like an iron crawler is massive. It's probably not Land Raider size, but it's probably bigger than a rhino. And it's not like they're not armored. You know, like I imagine if you had an actual military grade vehicle, there would need to be really high toughness and have a really good armor save and probably an invulnerable save maybe, or some other sort of thing to stop them being just one shot by a guy with knives or whatever. Just rolling lucky sixes. You know, maybe like weapons under, like if you're gonna have like a rhino or a Land Raider, you would say like, you know, weapons under strength 6 just can't wound or something like that maybe. But you know, like in some kind of enforcer like riot vehicle of some kind. Looking forward to it. Now we need to do a campaign where like a whole bunch of us play Enforcers, and then, or maybe even just like everybody plays Enforcers, and we'll fight and have a war like Enforcer Civil War. Bad Zone Enforcers versus normal Enforcers.
Yeah.
Just some like Enforcers go out and get
I'm just
like.
thinking about doing like some kind of RoboCop type Enforcer.
Well, you know what? Bad Zone Enforcers are the perfect candidate. Do you know what for? Gene Stealer, fucking like, you know, being taken over by Gene Stealers. Imagine like Bad Zone Enforcer. You got some Brood Brothers plus some like Enforcers with like, sort of swollen heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'd help them survive in the dusty places too.
Exactly.
You know, because they're gonna get tougher. They grow some extra organs to help like sift out all the.
Well, I mean these.
Dust.
Yeah. That and that's like a classic trope of like, oh, we're Bad Zone Enforcers. We're tooled up. We're gonna go and hunt down some Gene Stealers, and one by one they're captured and taken away and implanted with genes. Have their genes stolen. And then come back as like bad, putting the bad in Bad Zone Enforcer.
Bad cops.
Yeah. So, oh man, so much like so many great things, classic tropes and things to build off there. Obviously, like probably there's probably more war movies, but I'd say like cop movies and law enforcement movies. There's definitely fucking fuckloads of them. And
definitely
also
more cop TV shows.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like, what's the one with Helen Mirren? I always forget the name of it. That like super depressing English one. Prime Suspect. Prime Suspect.
King's Speech.
Yeah, Prime Suspect. It's always someone dead in the Thames. But in this case, like, you know,
the allotments.
Dragging the allotments. Dragging bodies out of the sump. Yeah. What about waterborne enforcers? There must be like naval enforcers, right?
Yeah. Water rats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Water giant rats.
Yeah. Sump rats.
Yeah.
So anyone who doesn't know, anyone outside of Australia won't know what that is, but there was a show called Water Rats in Australia, which was all about water cops in Sydney Harbour. Just like always.
Waterbound cops.
Yeah, always like, oh, like someone's bloody run their yacht into a fucking, you know, beach or whatever, or, you know, there's a hooker's been thrown off the fucking off the been thrown off the harbour bridge or whatever. You know, it was always stuff like that. Fun times.
Yeah.
Water rats. I haven't thought about it in ages. Yeah, we need to do a Sump Rats campaign. Enforcer patrol boats. All right, cool, excellent. Thanks everyone. Thanks Sean. Thanks Leedham.
My pleasure.
Now I just want to go and get my enforcers out. I'm just like you, Sean. No, shouldn't have done this halfway through so early into an Ashways campaign. I haven't.
Yeah, it's just not enough campaigns. For all the
exactly. Yeah. See, this is why we need like a random campaign generator, where you just go like, do I want, what sort of campaign do I want, and then just like have it turn from like basic to insane, and then you just like set it, and then it just randomizes a campaign for you.
I think this is where when we were talking about those the perpetual campaigns where they just keep churning over and over. I just want to keep doing different gangs all the time.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to play
the same gang for multiple campaigns in a row.
Well, yeah, I think I like the idea of the perpetual campaigns, but also just being able to bring back fighters from like you don't have to like you don't have to.
It doesn't have to be a consecutive.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I love my Chaos Cult, the Golden Path, but they're so fucking trash. So then I play them for like one campaign, and then I just have to go back and use Goliaths for a campaign. Just feel that power,
the power of them. Furious. You know, you can
Yeah.
always bring in like a side movie that's got, I don't know, The Rock and Idris Elba in it, and
Yeah.
and it's part of the franchise.
Except, and you just have resurrection packages all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about a perpetual campaign, right? Is like there's such a low chance of those characters. I guess like yeah. So if your character, maybe that's like you always get a resurrection package if the character has been brought over from another campaign. If it's a new character, then they haven't made a story yet. But if they're a character from a previous episode, then they get from a previous season or a previous spin-off. If they're a spin-off, because think about it, spin-off characters never gonna die because they fucking otherwise there's no point in having a spin-off.
That's right.
So they always need to have a resurrection package. Otherwise, why would there be a spin-off made about them? And then that's compelling, or just getting a resurrection package anyway is enough for a compelling spin-off.
Because we've also got the multiverse in that we've got we've got the chronoverse of the chrono gems.
Oh, true.
So
yeah.
Even when people die or live, you can go, but in the when the chrono gem gets broken, it's this character, but they're different looking, but they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you forgot about the time gems. Although Stimhound is dead, we brought back a previous Stimhound from like 2 seconds before he died the first time.
Timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have a stem hound who's a really, really smart, well-educated Goliath who knows lots of like technology stuff.
Or Stormhound, who was in the in the Imperial Guard. Oh, crazy! All right, okay, excellent. Thanks everyone. We'll be back. We wanted to put an episode in between the shopping episodes because otherwise it's just like fucking giant slabs of us just like reading out stats.
Yeah.
And people really like the weapon episodes, but people, I think like it gets a bit too fucking brutal. So it's good to mix it up. And then we realized like, we haven't done fucking Enforcers. There's a bunch of tiny, because I mean we started working through the big books, but we haven't really talked that much about these other lists like the Enforcers. I mean we just did the squats, but there's things like Chaos Cults and Gene Silicults and things that I don't think we really talked about, right? Like,
yeah, not really.
But like this, like the Ogren gang, for example, I don't think we talked about them, and I don't think we've even covered like Corpse Chronicle or something like that. So,
we did Ogrens a long time ago.
Oh, did we? Okay, maybe we might have covered them in Book of Goliaths, whatever that's called.
Chains.
Book of the Meat Man. But. Oh no, that's the thing about Necromunda. There's so much stuff. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you down the drain.